Ball, yeah. Gang, yeah. My bitch bag, yeah. Rose gold got my bands up, yes. White sand in my sandals, yeah. Ball hard, I got handles. Gang, no bandanas. My bitch bag and no manners. Whoa.
Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome to the Roundtable Trade Deadline Special. You see everybody on the screen. There's one guy you don't see, and that is Killer Joe, who you know is always in the background. But Killer Joe's not always going to be in the background. Anyway, we'll get to that at one point. It's a big show. Fellas, how's everybody doing today?
Yo.
Doing all right.
Andrew Heine. What time it is? Yankee fans, y'all know what time it is?
Sheffield, what trade we got going on, man?
Andrew Heine from the Angels over to the Yankees. This is obviously this isn't what we had in mind.
Oh.
So safe to say Dominguez is not on the way to Anaheim.
Yeah.
Might have got him almost for free. But I mean, you know, it is an arm, so I don't really remember how good he is. But you know, hopefully Trevor Story, maybe you might be able to get him close to for free at this point. I mean, they waited so long. I have no idea what to expect on the Rockies front.
No, definitely. I could see something like that going down for the Yankees because honestly,
Reiner.
why the hell not? I mean, that's if it gets to that point, I do think that's actually a legitimate option. If it gets to the point of where, for an example, there's not a starter out there's not somebody the Yankees pick up, they can actually go right back to that and maybe say, you guys know the names, let's do this,
Right.
this, and then it's done. And hey, they say to hell with it, put him in center field, see what happens. I think that's a legit possibility.
Yeah, because right now we got Brett Gardner in center, right?
I mean,
shoot.
enough with this too. Enough with this Gardner stuff, man.
Yeah, can we stop with that?
I watch. He's the best hitter in the rest of the way. He'll end
I
up
don't
being
even
the
think
best
that's a
hitter for the team.
possibility. Yeah. I don't even think it's possible at this point. He's because Gardy used to be like he would just be ice cold. It was kind of like Stanton in a way where he looks like he's just awful. And then all of a sudden he has like a little 10-day, 14-day stretch where you're like, Gardy actually hit about 275, gave us some bombs. Now Gardy is literally an out. And I love Brett Gardner. He's been a great Yankee. But to throw Brett Gardner in center field for the New York Yankees, you kidding me right now? Like that,
No.
To me, that's just silly. Like that's silly. You have Joey Gallo in left field. We're talking about Aaron Judge in right field, and Brett Gardner is your center fielder. When we were talking about Trevor Story in a trade and whether or not he could play center field, I have faith that Trevor Story can be a more productive center fielder than Brett Gardner. Whether he's losing us runs out there in center field, we know what he's bringing with the bat. So hopefully they're at least bringing this to the buzzer, and maybe we can add another bat throw out in the outfield.
Yeah, I expect more moves to happen. Guys, in the chat, if you guys do not mind, go ahead and share this out. Like this video. Get those thumbs up. Share it out as much as you can. Chef's going to be with us for a little bit, but then us will be here for a little while after that, breaking down everything. But let's jump right into it, guys. I know there's still trade possibilities happening. We know the Yankees just got a relief pitcher. But let's talk about the big ones. Yesterday, I know, Joe, I know you're out there, man. We were excited being Italians, man. This was big, man. It was like Little Italy on 161. We get Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo are now New York Yankees. Gallo's going to be playing today. I don't know if Rizzo's going to be in the lineup today, but we do know Gallo's there already. Let's just go around the table here. Arby, you start us off. What do you think about both of those deals?
Well, with Gallo, it was kind of like either Trevor Story or Gallo was going to be in New York. So it wasn't a big surprise that we received Gallo, but I was shocked that we didn't have to pay not 1 cent for his salary. Yeah, I thought we would have to pay some of it, but the fact that Texas Rangers like, no, we got this. Here's our treat. You get our cornerstone player for free, you know. And in regards to salary, because we did give up a medium-sized haul, but I'm okay with that. We didn't give up the fact that we didn't give up a top 12 prospect for Gallo. That's another shocker for me as well, because everybody was mentioning that Peraza might be involved, Volpe might be involved, one of our top pitchers. But the fact that we didn't give up not one top 12, I'm shocked and good for us. And for Rizzo, I almost cried yesterday because he is one of my favorite players of all time, because this guy is bringing to the club what we are lacking: leadership. Um, he's a difference maker and a Gold Glove first baseman. Since when did we ever have a legit first baseman since Mark Teixeira? So
Fair.
Anthony Rizzo was literally a shocker to me out of both, because I did not see that happening. Like you had no reports on that.
Nothing.
I didn't hear nothing, even on Google search, stories, reporters, nothing. I didn't receive nothing in regards to Rizzo. But I think it was Heyman or somebody said that the Yankees did check in on Bryant, Baez, and Rizzo, but there was no interest after. It was just due diligence. I guess Cashman came around. Here's something for you guys. But I'm just stoked. Like, nowhere near Pete as excitement, but it's a good day to be a Yankees fan. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, let me say this real quick too. There was a video I did. I actually just saw it again. But look, I never expected this to happen. But I talked about that the Cubs are potentially going to sell off these guys, and Rizzo's one of the guys I mentioned. But honestly, I thought it was so far away from actually happening that I didn't give two shits about even talking about it. I just threw him.
Right.
I just like literally threw him on the screen and was like, maybe this is a possibility here. Oh, by the way, Heaney is a starter. So I didn't pick up the name right, but Heaney's a lefty starter. Not a great one this year, but they traded Jensen Junk for him, which was doing unbelievably good in Double-A. Me and Eli and Francis talked about him a little bit, so that is a deal right there. So not a major deal, but he adds another starter to this club, a lefty starter. We'll see how that one goes. But continuing on with Rizzo and Gallo, Chef, let me know what you thought about it.
To me, Gallo is going to be defensively a huge upgrade in the outfield. I mean, we've been experimenting with Andujar in left field, and then we had Brett Gardner in left field. And when you look across, and anytime you're really watching Yes Network's broadcast, they always show you the red light, green light graphic, right? Whether or not guys can tag up on these. Joey Gallo has a top 3 arm in Major League Baseball. And then you combine him with Aaron Judge out in right field. That's a red light out in right field, a red light in left field. That's making this rotation better. I know we wanted better starting pitching. We wanted some relief help. And then Bryant just got sent to the Giants, just as I said that. But when we're sitting here talking about pitching, you need fielders behind you as well. It's not all just striking guys out. Balls are going to be put in play, especially the guys who aren't throwing 100 miles an hour in this rotation. They need guys who are going to make plays. We saw it the other day with Brett Gardner, the ball hitting off his chest and essentially ending that game. Yep. I mean, it should have been a 5-0 game. Obviously, we probably weren't going to win the game, but it was 5-0, and then it blows up into a 10-run inning, and it forfeits the game. You need guys who can go out and make plays, who can make throws, and then obviously Gallo's bat is a major upgrade over anybody we've had in left field this season, an obvious upgrade. And then to me, the most exciting guy is Rizzo, and that's for 2 reasons. For one, Rizzo's a contact-first guy. He's not trying to strike out. He takes pride in at-bats. He's more like DJ LeMahieu than people think. Yep. He's going to go up there and have an 11, 12 pitch at-bat. That's what the Yankees need. They don't have that currently. Aaron Hicks had a similar style where he was trying to work at bats. He just wasn't as talented as Anthony Rizzo. He just wasn't. So if you can combine that with elite defense, and then plus, last but not least, Rizzo is actually fun to watch. He's a fun baseball player. Very much like Javi Baez. He makes the game enjoyable. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching the Yankees, and it's like, these guys make it feel stale. It feels like we're working out there. And Yankees baseball should be winning, but it should be fun. And I hope, obviously, that Rizzo is on the field, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. So I'm hoping. I can't wait to watch Rizzo play. I mean, he's the guy that I have circled at this point.
Yeah, I think the big thing with him too, right, is the leadership quality. I mean, there's a real leadership there that the Yankees have been missing. Francis, I know you're excited about it. We all were kind of blown away last night. I was singing Che La Luna on a live the whole time, making pasta. I probably didn't need to make the pasta. I've been working out so damn hard. I made a giant thing of pasta yesterday. But let me know, what were your thoughts on this whole thing breaking, and what does he mean to the Yankees? What does Rizzo mean to that clubhouse?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to repeat what you guys said. I think you guys said pretty much all of it. The meaning to the clubhouse, I think, is big. You're bringing in championship pedigree that currently we only have in Brett Gardner. And Brett Gardner is not really like contributing to the team, like other than that. So it's like it's good to have that championship pedigree with somebody who is going to contribute like offensively and defensively and be out there actually making things happen on the field. I think 2016 is a lot more recent memory than 2009 is, so I like that. Anthony Rizzo, there's just something about him that just has always screamed Yankee to me. But I felt like, yeah, this guy's going to be a Cub and we're not going to get a chance at him. We'll never have a chance at him. I never saw that coming. I mean, I made a joke in our group chat like probably a week ago, and I don't know if you guys remember, but we were talking about how Boston was going after him. And I joked, I was like, we need to go get him just so they can't have him. And like, but it was never a thought like they're really going to like go after Anthony Rizzo. Like, so when that came through yesterday, it was like, well, here we go. Like, again, I find myself having to give credit to Brian Cashman because not only does he secure an amazing piece to add to this lineup and change this defense around, but he does it without adding to the payroll miraculously and not touching our really high prospects. So like I said in a tweet a couple of days back, I've been super critical of Brian Cashman all year for years. And I just want to.
We've all been, bro. We've all been, though. We've all been.
I'm not walking back the things that I've said this year because I still believe all of those things. I just want to give credit where it's due and say, hey, you definitely showed up this trade deadline. I'm not, it doesn't change 2019 and 2018. That's different. That's old history though. I'm not even, let's forget about that. Because in 2021, you definitely answered the bell. And I'm like, I appreciate that. Especially doing that, not adding to payroll, like that's nuts. And not touching top prospects. That was some real, that's some God-worthy GMing. So shouts out to Brian for that.
Well, one of the things.
And shout out to Hal, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Of course. One of the things though that I even tweeted, because I know me and you, we've been harping on this for like 5 episodes in a row, right? That we've been talking about Cashman doing this and that. And the thing that I wrote, I said, this dude, no matter what we want to say, we can't deny this man just had an off season at the deadline. You don't add names like that at a deadline. You don't do that. That doesn't happen. You know what I mean? He had a full off season at the deadline. Joe, let me know. What were you thinking about yesterday when it happened? I know you were excited. You were excited when you got on here talking about Rizzo.
I was excited.
Man, let me tell you guys something real quick before we were live. Right, Joe, the first dude to knew me. The first dude, he must have saw a picture of Gallo. The dude goes, "Look at that nose." We went full Italian. My man was so happy about this dude's nose. I said, I don't blame you. I get it. But no, go ahead, Joe.
I mean, wow. The job Cashman has done so far with this deadline, I mean, we're all in shock. We didn't think he'd go out and get – I mean, we all assumed he would go get somebody like Story or Gallo, but just the way he did it and the players he still has to go make other trades is insane. And then I don't really want to repeat what everybody else said, but I want to go back to what Sheffield said about making the pitching better with the defense that he added to the club. But I also want to give credit because now, if you really think about it, he makes Gleyber Torres even a better shortstop. Because now you have a Gold Glove first baseman that we haven't had since Teixeira.
And it's the only times, by the way, too, that we won World Series. We've always had a very good defensive first baseman. So now we got that.
So it does take some pressure off of Gleyber. We'll see how much. But I'm definitely excited to see Rizzo, first baseman.
Definitely. One of the couple of updates real quick. We know Brian is on his way to San Francisco. So, folks, I'm telling you, I'm still holding out hope. I'm holding out hope. Trevor Story's out there. There's no way. I saw somebody just say, well, are they going to keep him? No, they got to be stupid. They'll be stupid.
Stupid.
For what?
A compensation pick for what? I mean, that's like a middle of the first round pick for Trevor Story. These picks don't – I know people like to believe this. Picks and top 100s, they don't win championships. They rarely ever turn out to be good players. They rarely ever turn out to even be big leaguers. If you look at every single draft in Major League Baseball history, you can look 1 through 30 in the first round. More than half of those guys you've never even seen a day in your life, right? You never see them. So you need to be aggressive, and this is why we always talked about Story should have been dealt a while ago when he actually had real value. They could have had a haul for him. And now we're sitting here talking about whether or not you can get Trevor Story arguably for free. The Yankees might even be able to get the Rockies to cover some of that salary. I mean, the Yankees right now are, depending on, of course, what type of prospects you're going to be sending. But my goodness, the Rockies they're misfiring right now.
Yankees also got Angels to cover whatever money was left on Heaney.
Yeah. So what are they doing there? See that there's something has to happen.
Yeah.
Galvis just went back to the Phillies.
Marisnik to Padres as well.
Yeah, something got to happen. So it's 4:00. So this is now the end of the deadline. We'll get into the last couple of minutes here of seeing some deals come through. I'll be shocked if they keep him. What the hell is the point of keeping Trevor Story for?
He's gonna walk.
I mean, it makes
So
no
is Gray.
sense at all. And Gray, well, wow. And the crazy thing is too, didn't they just mid-season change their GM?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
did.
So
Step
wow,
down
look at
and,
that. Look at
they
that.
said,
That was I was saying before the chat that the new GM, the interim GM, he loves picks for whatever reason, and he's firm on his offer. I mean, on what he's asking for Story. But
Buxton stays with Twins, by the way.
Wow.
wow,
I don't think that's much of a misfire with Buxton staying just because of,
What he could be, yeah.
what he could be. So it's like maybe give him some time to like raise his value some more because there's elite value there. It's just that with all the injuries right now, you would have been trading low, to be honest.
That's something you do in the offseason anyway.
So Trevor Story will remain with the Rockies per source, and they will
Wow.
offer him a qualifying offer
Wow.
and collect
Fools.
compensatory draft picks if he signs elsewhere.
That is stupid
That's
as hell.
bullshit.
That is so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, not
That's
even
stupid.
like saying he comes to the Yankees. I'm just looking at that as a Colorado Rocky type thing. That's just dumb. That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all for them to do that. But I guess it is what it is. The other big pitcher that we were hoping to get our hands on actually goes to a division rival, and that is Jose Barrios goes to the Blue Jays. So, Chef, what are your thoughts on that? Obviously they gave up a lot. That likely Brian
Yeah.
Cashman wasn't willing to do that.
Right. Oh man, the thing about them is they're just not that close yet. I mean, right now they're in fourth place, so they're out of it. I mean, at this point, the Blue Jays are likely out of it in terms of the division and the wild card. I mean, they're probably out of it. So this move, Barrios has control into the end of next season. So this is a play really to build a new culture, and especially as they move back to Toronto. But I don't really expect them. I don't expect them to let Barrios go. This has to be an extension move. You have a young team. He has to be extended. The Blue Jays, if they don't extend him, I see this move just the very same I see Trevor's Story. If you have an expiring contract with a team, obviously, where you need to make a move, you can't send big prospects for a player who you're about to lose in a year and a half. You just can't do those things. So I see Barrios, obviously, it stinks. It stings to have him go to the AL East, especially now as we need a surge for this wild card. But they got a big arm. Barrios is a lot better than what people give him credit for. He's in that little Trevor Bauer hybrid range where it was like, this guy's got a 3.5 ERA, but his career ERA is 4. So he could be bad, could be really good. But a lot of people project him as a front of the line rotation guy. I do now, especially after watching him a lot, watching some bad Twins baseball. But it just sucks that we weren't able to get him.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Like you said, I mean, they gave up a lot for him, so they get another starting pitcher to go along with Ryu, and that rotation's looking a little better. And we know what the offense does, right? But
Yeah.
mainly for the Red Sox, that's one. They get Schwarber. But there's not much else, I feel like, that was really done on the Red Sox side. I actually expected a little more.
Right.
Francis, what do you think about the whole Red Sox situation?
I want to like laugh out loud, like really disrespectfully, but I'm not gonna do that because they're in first place. So I'm a curb, my petty response and just say I really thought they should have done more. Your team is in first in the division, yes, but we've seen divisions lost with higher gaps, right? Your pitching hasn't been all that good unless you were playing against the Yankees this season. Like outside of that, your rotation struggles a lot. The bullpen there's some bright spots, but also could have probably used some bolstering. Lineup wise, I think just getting Schwarber is okay because they've had a pretty decent lineup for the last couple of years and don't really need much, if I'm being quite honest. The Schwarber deal, I think, was actually like right up their alley, especially with Chaim Bloom being the guy there in Boston now. Like I expected that. I was like, ooh, Schwarber. Okay, makes a lot of sense. That's a very him move because he was the guy from Tampa Bay. That's a very him thing. Oh, he's on the IL. Our offense could sustain, and then when he comes, he'll be like an injection down the stretch, and we'll have him for the playoffs. Smart move there. I'm just thinking there were guys to be had on the relief market, in the starting pitching market. I'm not saying I wanted to see them get better. I'm just saying I expected that they were going to get better. And now that I see that they didn't make moves on the pitching side and the Yankees made moves to improve our lineup, I'm like, okay, like this team is there for us to catch them. Like, I think we can exploit this misstep by Boston if we take care of business the way we need to. Meaning, come playoff time, I don't think their rotation is one that's supposed to shut down the lineup that the Yankees are going to be putting out there from now moving forward.
So, guys, I was just thinking about this too real quickly. I think we do. It's not a deal, but it almost feels like a deal because what we weren't thinking about after the deadline is what we were thinking about before the deadline, right? Was a lot about Luke Voit. Luke Voit now needs to DH. Stanton needs to get his ass in left field, and Gallo will play center field. That gets rid of Gardner off the team. That's 9 right there.
I think that's definitely happening because Jack Curry tweeted Yankees are done dealing.
Yeah, they're done dealing. There's nothing else you can do there. What would you do with Luke Voit? There's no way you leave Luke Voit on the bench. Gallo could easily play center field. If anybody saw Gallo, he could easily play center. So that now becomes it. That becomes what you have.
I would assume that they talked to Stanton before now making a deal for Voit because, hey, you're good to go. You're physically healthy. No excuses. Now, you've been saying since the Mets series that you were supposed to play in the outfield because there's no DH. Then we kept going excuse, oh, he's not ready. But now, like you said, Pete, I would agree. He has to be there the everyday left field or because if not, then it doesn't make sense not trading Voit. So there has to be some talking before not trading Voit. Like, listen, you're going to be our everyday left field. We're going to take a leap of faith that you're going to stay healthy out there in the outfield. And my thing is, I've been saying this for a while. I think the reason why he keeps getting injured is because he's DHing only.
Could be.
Like
that could be.
Hard.
I've actually heard that a couple times.
He's swinging hard every time, and the next thing you know, after he's done striking out or whatever the case may be, he sits down. Like he's tightening it up. If you put him in the outfield, who knows? Like while he's being loose a lot, that might keep him healthy.
John Lester to the Cardinals.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Big.
Oh wow,
that's
nice. That's nice.
And J Happ as well.
I was worried about, J Happ going to a team to improve them is like, nice one.
I'd be furious.
Right? Can you imagine? It was funny because
come on.
I had a few
imagine
DMs.
Cashman trading for Happ?
That's what I was getting to. I was getting DMs about watch is going to be Pineda or Happ they end up getting, and then back with the Yankees again. Pineda I wouldn't have been as mad about because he's actually healthy. But Happ, hell no. You can't go back to Happ. Back to Happ.
No, dude, I think with the Lester deal, what I like most about that too is that he was the sneaky move I expected for the rotation in Boston.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things too that I want to talk about real quickly is MLB Network apparently is tearing into the Rockies about not getting rid of Gallo. Guys, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm nuts. I can't comprehend this. How stupid this is. Like I can't imagine being a Rocky fan right now, being like, we just held on to Gray, who's having arguably the best year of his career. Arguably one of the best years of his career. And then you got, Trevor Story, who I'm showing on the screen right here right now because I expected him to definitely be moved. And you don't make no deal. What does that tell to your team? What does that tell to your franchise?
You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of when the Yankees would have Gary Sanchez struggling or Gary Sanchez would play well. If he was struggling, they'd say, well, his market's lower than what we'd like it, so we don't want to deal him. And then all of a sudden he plays really well. It's the perfect time to trade him. And they go, well, we actually see a future with this guy. That's what the Rockies are telling him. Well, we actually think we can extend Trevor Story. You're not extending Trevor Story. Trevor Story is not playing for the Rockies. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because if Trevor Story was signed up with this team for the next 5 to 6 seasons, you guys are not close to competing in that division. So you now have a controllable asset. The other teams, all you've done is increase the value of Trevor Story. God forbid if you get him to re-sign with your team, which you're not going to do. So this new ownership, this new GM, they should know that Trevor Story is not coming back here. Just lick your wound and get the best package you can possibly get. He's having a down year, and that's honestly, there's nothing you can do about that. That's all Trevor's story. Obviously, his value would have increased had he been playing really good. And all these teams like the Brewers and the Cardinals might have looked at him and said, this might be an answer at shortstop. But he didn't have a good year. You have to lick your wounds, get what you can. And they didn't do that. So now they're just compounding the problem. And I mean, the Yankees and plenty of other organizations would have liked to have him for almost for free, but now it's too late. Now the Rockies might be set back 10 years from this move today, which is saying quite a bit.
It's a big
you're
one,
losing a star talent for nothing.
Right. And Jesus Chavez, thank you for the super chat. Yes, the deadline is now over. There could be some trickling stuff to come in as it gets to the commissioner's office that we'll hear about. But picking up on Story again real quickly, you're right. I just can't imagine being a GM or being a fan base right now saying, man, we could have got maybe 2 AAA guys that could start assistant immediately, or 2 AA guys, even A-ball guys that have high upside that the Yankees or another club may say, we can throw these guys away. That's not a problem. And we can take them and go, well, these guys are already in the system. They're already playing. They're already playing professional ball. Now we're going to wait for a compensation pick. I'm like, that's not the way you look to tell your organization, your fan base, that you're looking to win anytime soon. It's kind of like you're just, like you said, you're dialing back saying, we hope we can keep these guys, but come on, that's false hope. You're giving your fan base false hope. That's not going to happen.
Sounds to me like you're putting the blame on the players.
Or that, yeah.
He didn't want to come back. It's his fault.
Yeah. So Jack Curry put a tweet out saying that the Yankees spoke to the Rockies about Trevor Story, but I don't know if it's like last second or prior to the trade deadline.
They probably went back to it. They probably went back to it.
Yeah, but the both sides never developed any momentum towards the deal.
God, what the hell were they looking for? That's so bad.
I mean, holding firm. I know they had like a really high price on Story like a couple of weeks back and stuff, but I doubt that they held like that firm to it at this point in the deadline. But I think if Cashman literally was like, we can't even explore this, the price had to still be very, very high.
It must have been, and that's just such a bad job. I don't know if maybe you questioned that to a new GM or what you questioned that to, but I mean, maybe he felt like, I got to try to win this deal somehow. But at the end of the day, I feel like personally as a GM, you're getting a star player away. He's going to be leaving. Let him go to a contender, whatever it is, and start rebuilding that team. You know what I mean? Start doing some different things and start rebuilding the club a little bit. But,
I guess they don't want to make the same mistake they did with Arenado. That the fans were pissed. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but this
it's the same thing with the Orioles
logic.
back with Manny Machado, but the Orioles got rid of them. That's the only difference.
And that's what we're saying. I mean, that's the only thing that could change there is that you make that difference there. But there is no lineup yet for the Yankees, right? We don't have that.
No lineup yet.
What time is the game again?
I'm assuming 7:10, 7:15.
Actually, I mean
7:10.
All right.
Oh man, the Red Sox got Hansel Robles, so I spoke too soon.
They got
bullpen help.
They got bullpen help.
Point man. He's not all that good. I'm joking. Those are the fans who don't get that. Point man, he points to pop-ups when they're actually like 10 rows into the seats.
That's my favorite.
The point man. All right. So, I know we talked a lot about obviously Rizzo Gallo. Let's get to Andrew Heaney a little bit. Andrew Heaney, big lefty. Again, I'll be interested to see what the Yankees do here. I mean, I don't know if they maybe, we know Severino's coming back. Maybe there's question marks there, that we don't know much about yet. That could still potentially be a question mark. We saw him throwing some live BP to Voit. Struck him out on 3 pitches, by the way, but a lot of people have done that to Voit this year. But overall, when it comes to what that rotation is now looking like, we've seen how good, well, I don't want to say how good Cole has been because that last start was horrendous. But we got Cole. We got Jamison Tyone, who's been the best pitcher recently. Jordan Montgomery's been excellent. And then from there, where do the Yankees go? What do you guys think? Do we see Severino back in the rotation? Do we see Severino to the bullpen? Do we see Domingo Germán to the bullpen?
I don't think we have a choice. I think he's going to put Sevy back in the rotation because, I mean, who else would fit in that postseason roster, starting rotation?
Don't forget about Kluber.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put my money on him yet to even come back.
Yeah, because what did Kluber said the other day too? Like he has no idea of a timetable. So I don't think he's even coming back. And if he does, I think it'll be very late.
See, with Severino, if he comes back, I would rather start him in the bullpen because even if we put him in the starting rotation, he's going to be limited in the innings. I'm assuming. So why not put him in the bullpen, throw 1 or 2 innings to see how he feels, and then go from there?
Try to shorten games up.
The thing, the thing that I worry about with just throwing like guys like Severino in the bullpen is that pitching out of the bullpen is not as easy as like a lot of people think. So it's like where you take a guy who's been starting for this amount of years and you say, hey, like, we're going to just put you in the bullpen for a little, like, it doesn't always translate very well. Like with Herman, like Herman doesn't even have that many years starting. And like, even for him, there was like a little growing pains, like coming out of the bullpen, but I think he's kind of getting it figured out. And then right when he does, they put him back to start, which also doesn't make much sense to me. I feel like you got to give guys defined roles. So with Sevy, even if he's pitching bullpen level innings, meaning 3-4 innings max, I would still let him start a game and then just go to a guy like whoever we have in there, like Domingo, or if Nestor's not starting at that point, which I just don't see a way that Nestor's not starting. Like the way our rotation looks now, Nestor's got to kind of start, no? So if he is starting, good. If he's not, then he's the guy that I go to immediately after Severino starts a game. And the same thing with Kluber. Like if Kluber comes back, like then maybe Kluber's the guy I go to like come in the 4th or 5th inning, just because he's older and more experienced, and I trust him more. Like in a sense, like not that I trust him more than Severino, like pitch-wise, I just mean like with the amount of experience that he has and the type of arm that Kluber is, I think he would translate better to never coming out of the bullpen than Severino would.
Same thing we did with Tyone in the beginning of the year, which is working out pretty good now.
And Sevy's going to need that. I think we all said that like at the beginning of the year. Sevy's going to need that when he starts to come back. It's not going to be, he's going to come back and he's going to be lights out 2017 first half Sevy. Like it's going to take a while.
By the way, I think we're going to see Rizzo tonight because he is with the Yankees right now.
Nice.
Oh, he is.
You flew out yesterday.
Yeah.
He flew out yesterday.
Soler traded to the Braves. Soler.
Who's Soler?
Soler goes to the Braves? Jorge Soler?
Yeah,
Jorge
George
Soler?
Soler. Yeah.
Wow, nice.
Whoa.
Okay.
The Braves, I was about to say, the Braves just changed like the entire outfield in a minute. But Chef, I want to get to you too on what you think the rotation is going to look like.
Yeah, so last thing before I go, I actually had a bit of a hot take about Nestor because I thought that was a great point to bring up Nestor Cortes. I think Heine is going to take that role where he gives you that little short 3-4 innings, like because he's not a big time arm. He's just not that guy, but he can give you 3 or 4 innings, 60, 70 pitches where it's like, these are high leverage innings. We're going to pull you early. Nestor Cortes might see a promotion in that bullpen. He is big. I don't know what it is. Nestor Cortes, because even when you watch him on TV, you can't believe he's blowing guys away with his fastball. Right. He's big time. That guy knows how to pitch. He just does. Whether he's hiding the ball, I don't know how much faith that they have in Zach Britton right now. Zach Britton, I could not trust Zach Britton. Me personally, I don't trust the guy. So if Nestor Cortes, it might be Chapman and Cortes really going out there in the high leverage situations. Chapman's more of a guy that, even though he's been giving up some hits, he is improved lately. He's been pitching a lot better. And so Chapman, I think they're having, especially in these games that you have to win for that wild card, it could be Cortes and Chapman leading the way in that pen. And then you have Heine coming in here as reinforcements for that 3 or 4 inning bullpen day. So I'm hoping that that's the case because I don't trust Andrew Heine coming in there and going 6 or 7 innings and then bringing it to the bullpen. I know a lot of us don't have that type of faith, but I can see Cortes being dominant as a bullpen option, maybe as that little Andrew Miller type guy where he comes in for 2 or 3 in a postseason setting.
Yeah, you never know. That makes sense to me.
That's a really, really good idea, especially when you think about the fact that we had to trade Sessa away just to open things. And remember Sessa was originally thought to be a starter, then moved to the bullpen,
right,
or whatever. So what Chef is saying right now, I could definitely see that happening in the playoffs with Nestor because of how dependable he's turned out to be this season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
he's my favorite arm.
Oh yeah, we always say, we joke around about it, but here I even tweeted this the other day. I said, at what point is Nestor going to get the value he deserves? Like nobody, even us talking now, a lot of times you kind of just overlook him in the rotation. But I'm like, man, my dude's been better than everybody. Like in the innings he's thrown, he's been better than just about everybody. And Chef, I know you got to step off. Is it time for you to jump off now?
It is. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Of course, man.
Absolutely anytime, man.
Of course, we appreciate it. Have fun with Lizzo, man. I know you guys hanging out today.
Oh yeah, we got a hot date, 4:30 at Chili's.
All right, fam. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, man.
All right, let me guys give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and fix this because when somebody signs off, I just gotta fix the template real quick, and then we'll keep him rolling.
So
Can't believe Gallo's really wearing 13.
He is, yeah. I want to talk about that. And matter of fact, guys, by the way, too, we are getting a look at both gentlemen tonight. They're both in this. They're both in the lineup today.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I might stay live.
Crazy.
I might stay live for the whole game.
So Rizzo's
Real
gonna wear
lefties with pop in the New York Yankee lineup, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a drill.
C'è la luna mezza
We should have showed up with Italian flags as our background.
should have, man. I'm about to go.
Mine in the back.
Hal put in a
I
call to
can't.
Brian 2 nights ago. He's like, get the Italians.
Get the
They
Italians.
just pick up the phone.
It's
That's
like-
all he said.
They think they out there putting a hit on somebody. You better watch out, Cora.
Listen.
Watch
So
out,
Rizzo-
Joey.
Oh,
When-
Rizzo.
How-
Rizzo. Oh my! Did you
Oh.
see the? This was a while. I'm pretty sure we all saw it. But when he went at Chapman, I think
Yes.
he's the only guy to ever go at Chapman.
He didn't care either. He went right at Chapman.
Yeah,
he was like,
went
"What's
right
up?"
at him. I love that.
Imagine the first thing he
that.
does when he gets in the clubhouse is crack someone.
Who was the last player to
Yo,
wear
what's
48
up?
for the Yankees?
Who?
Who was the last player to wear 48 for the Yankees? Because that's Rizzo's new number now.
Phil Koch? Let me see.
Phil Koch.
Let me see. Let me see.
These guys might
I
need.
Was that Pineda?
Kyle Farnsworth? No, Koch was after Farnsworth.
What was Pineda's number?
I thought it was Pineda. Pineda, right?
That's
Isn't
what I don't know. That's what I
I
thought.
Maybe it
felt
was.
like Pineda. I felt like Pineda was in the 60s, but I could be wrong.
Why
Let's
is my
see.
computer doing this?
But that's his new number now, Rizzo's.
I thought Rizzo should have taken
13?
What did I say?
Pineda
Rizzo-
wore 35 for us.
Pineda
Yeah, so it's
wore
not Pineda.
35. Okay.
Yeah, Pineda wore 35. I thought Rizzo should have taken 34 because he was number 44.
J.A. Happ, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, just J-Hab was the last one. Then Justin Wilson. We could forget about that.
Could have been
Eric
Bryce
Young Jr.
Harper, but we got Stanton. Yeah.
Eric Young Jr.
Oh, Eric
26.
Young Jr.
Was the last one to wear 48?
Yeah, 2016.
Damn.
Oof.
Now we
Yeah.
can forget about him now. Now we got Rizzo, baby.
I'm still shocked.
Good
Wow.
old Joey.
I'm gonna predict Rizzo or Gallo's a bomb today.
Anthony Rizzo said his favorite Yankees memory was David Cohen's perfect game when he was a kid.
He's a true
Coney
Yankee.
need to be the manager.
A true Yankee.
Yeah.
Coney need to be the
Come on now.
manager. That's all there is
Come
to
on.
it. Enough of this nonsense.
That's not that surface level. Oh, my favorite Yankee moment was Derek Jeter's last game. Like, all right, we know, we get it. No, that's a real one. Coney's perfect game. Come on, that's real Yankee fan stuff.
Yep. Hold on one second, guys. Jay, you could go. Nah, man. Yeah, the number 13 thing is kind of funny, man, because I've seen some mixed reviews, and before we went live, me and Joe was talking about this when it comes to Gallo, and one of the things I said was, I just hope he does well. The reason why, because you know that's just going to be an added layer of bullshit for Yankee fans to complain and bitch about. And I'm just being honest because you guys remember when LaTroy Hawkins came here and had the nerve to take Paul O'Neill's number. He struggled early. And everybody went nuts because they were like, oh, it's the number. You got to remove the number. That's my only concern about it, that it adds an extra load of bullshit to it that Gallo really doesn't need. Now, unless he comes over here and smacks the ball around, no one's going to give a shit what number he's wearing.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. This might be a hot take.
We like him hot.
I love A-Rod. Like, trust me when I tell you this. I love A-Rod. He's like one of my, I would go as crazy to say as one of my 4 favorite players of all time. He's in the top 4. And I'm baseball for like 30 years now. I think Gallo taking number 13 means that he's embracing New York from the jump. He knows good and well that that's A-Rod's number. He knows good and well that that's going to cause controversy. And I think he's like, nah, like, that's cool, but like, my number's 13. I'm here now. I'm here next year too. And I'm about to go to work here in New York. I'm about to show them what Joey Gallo's about, and I'm going to do it. And you know what? If he comes out and says, listen, I know this was A-Rod's number. You know, I mean no disrespect. I want to do him honor. I want to, honor him by wearing it and contributing wearing the same number as him. I think people are going to let it rock. Honestly, I think people are going to let it rock. But I think it takes a certain type of man, certain level of stones, meatballs, if you will.
Hey.
To go and put on that number.
Everybody turning Italian now. I like it.
to go and put on that number and say, yo, I'm wearing this number in the Bronx. And the last guy to do it was pretty freaking great. But I'm going to do it.
Hey, Joe, soon these fellas going to be making pasta fazool at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's going to be like the good fellas when they're in the joint.
He's going to say you got to slice the garlic really thin. RB, what do you think about the number 13 stuff? Concerned about it all? And by the way, on the screen here, as I'm watching Gallo just hit bombs in these highlights I have on, man, oh man, like it gets you excited just to see that. We know all the stuff. We know who Joey Gallo is, right? We know all that. But getting that into this lineup in a real playoff push, this is dope. This reminds me back in the day of the Yankees. This is dope.
Yeah. This is something I haven't seen, at least in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a baby, Joe. You're a baby. It's all right.
So in regards to the number, I agree with both of you guys, what you guys are saying. Because if he does terribly, Yankees fans going to go bash him. Like, oh, like you said, Pete, like the number thing. Should have never picked that number, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, like what Francis was saying, he loves New York. This is his favorite team. Jeter was his favorite player. This is his team. And like Francis was saying, like from the jump, he's embracing. It's like his dream come true. Like I'm playing for my favorite team since little, and I think he knows the pros and cons in getting that number. He knows what Yankees fans is all about. Like if I do terrible, they're gonna bash me on Twitter and in the live games. But if I do good, people are gonna be by my side, rooting for me, this and that, and saying you're well deserved for wearing that number. But I think he's gonna do good. He's gonna embrace every second, every moment of it, and I know he's up for the challenge. Because not everybody can handle New York or play good in New York, but I'm pretty sure that he'll do well, despite of the number, the whole dilemma of the number thing. But I'm pretty sure he'll be fine.
I don't think there's a concern there. I actually also missed the super chat. So, Mr. Thompson, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and read what you wrote.
Oh, man. Pete,
shoot.
What happened?
We lost you for a second, Pete. Might have to reiterate that.
You guys hear me?
No, we lost you
you're
for
good.
a second.
You're good now.
Oh, okay. No.
You actually just froze again.
Yeah.
I'm freezing?
Now you look. Now you're
good?
moving. Yeah,
You're
you're
good
moving.
now.
All right,
Let's see.
Cool.
I don't know. Sing this song again to be sure.
I said from Mr. Thompson. Did I freeze again?
You keep freezing like every other second.
No. All right, let's give it a second. I'm still in it, I think. I'm good. All right, anything good?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right, got a little scared there for a second. Mr. Thompson with a super chat. I just want to read what he wrote real quickly. Would have loved to see the Yankees check in with Charlie Morton. Heaney has 113 strikeouts in 96 innings. Yankees probably think there is something they can fix with him. So
I was
again,
just about to mention that too.
Yeah, he has a lot of strikeouts there. I'm doing good with everything else there. I wonder, again, I wonder how they're going to utilize him. Are they going to try to give him a few starts? Is he going to be a guy that maybe they feel like can just go dominate out of the bullpen? But again, they also got Rodriguez, who's a lefty out of the bullpen, who misses bats. So we'll see what they do there. But I tell you what, as a quick deal for a Jensen Junk, who they were going to have to add to the 40-man. So this is one of the guys that you're able just to go ahead and move him on. I'm not upset with this. Like, people say, oh, he's a bad pitcher. He says, who gives a shit? I mean, he helps. Like, people would have said the same thing if you guys remember last year and the year before when I was talking about go out there and get Robbie Ray. It was the same shit. Oh, he's bad. You don't know what happens. You don't know what happens when a guy goes to a club like the Yankees. They still got that idea that they're going out there to win, right? He wasn't winning with the Angels. He knows that. He's coming here now. We don't know if there's a different feeling. Francis, what's up?
Iglesias didn't get moved.
Wow.
Angels held on to him and said, according to a source familiar with the situation, Angels did not trade Rizzo Iglesias. I think that's a big
mistake from a few clubs. Yeah,
I think
big
that's a
mistake.
big miss too. I know, hold on. And I don't want to so before I say this, I want to qualify it with, I do know that this is one of the most active trade deadlines that we've had in the longest time.
Facts.
So I don't want to make it look like
we're not shitting on it. We're not shitting
we're not shitting on this. This deadline has been box office. Like, bro, the Cubs cleaned house. The Nationals cleaned house. Dodgers made ridiculous trades. The Padres got better
Yankees.
somehow.
The Yankees.
Like the Yankees, the New York Yankees
on.
were active.
C'è la luna,
at the
mezza
trade
mara,
deadline.
mamma mia, me lo
Come on,
dare.
like, bro, it's been an amazing trade deadline. Don't get me wrong. And that being said, there are still some teams who definitely, you dropped the ball. You're holding on. Like it's
Rodriguez to the Braves.
Who?
Rodriguez.
Rich
Rodriguez
Rodriguez
to the
goes to
Braves.
the Braves.
Oh,
The
one of
Braves
the
are
Braves.
gunning for it. Good for them.
Wow.
Good for them. They're a winner.
Bro,
They
if
are
I'm
one
the
of them.
Mets, if I'm the Mets right now, if I'm the Mets or I'm a Mets fan right now, dude, you have to be sweating. The Braves just took 3 out of 5 against them.
I don't know.
I
The
haven't-
I was
Braves?
watching, so they
I know
had
they
this
beat them up. They beat them up.
Yeah,
though.
they had this weird series where it was 5 games because of like a makeup. I think the Braves just took three of those 5, right? Now they see that and go and load up 2 new outfielders. They get pitching. They got a lot better.
I've always
And it's
respected
like-
that organization, man. Always.
Yeah,
They've always been a top-notch organization. Nothing bad you could ever say about them.
You got to watch out.
Wow,
for-
guys. So
you
the
gotta watch
Mets almost had a deal for Medea and Donaldson, but the Mets wanted the Twins to cover all the salary. Which
Hold on.
That's
Wait,
why it didn't get done.
Hold on. That's big news. That's big.
That's-
Cohen didn't take funds? Cohen,
wanna play-
the new
he didn't
George
wanna play
Steinbrenner
money?
didn't break
That's
the bank?
insane.
Come on, fam. I don't want to hear that crap about the new
Hey,
George.
Sandy thought he was Brian Cashman for a second. They was like, hold on, Sandy. I'm out, Sandy.
He said, give us a
Boston
second.
Red Sox also just added Austin Davis from Pittsburgh Pirates.
Austin Davis, lefty, I believe. I know the Pirates pretty well. I'm pretty sure he's a lefty.
Tony
lefty-
Watson.
Hey,
Traded
if
to the
I'm not
Giants.
mistaken, like this is Austin Davis, the pitcher, right?
Yes, he's a pitcher.
Yes.
He's all right. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
he's actually okay.
I want to say I don't know if he's a starter. I think he's at the pen.
Wow. I'm shocked
Dang,
by the
man.
Mets.
The Braves going Rich Rodriguez, man. That's big.
That is really big.
I just want to
Braves,
see what the
man,
return.
wow.
I want to see what the return was because
It's not going to be much. Mark my
If the
words, it
return
won't be
is
much.
something that we could have had, then it's just like, dang, man, why didn't we do it?
Oh, you know we could have beat that. You know we could have beat that easily.
Why didn't we do it? Rich Rodriguez is so good. Like I know, and somebody was telling me this the other day. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, right? But apparently, like even with Chapman's struggles and stuff like that or whatever, like our analytics people are still very, very, very high on him. Like they don't think that Chapman is struggling because it's the beginning of a decline. They just think that there was like mechanical issues and issues with like finger blisters.
Yeah, they
They're
said that. They
still
said that the other
really
day too.
high.
That they thought it was just a mechanical issue with him.
Yeah, but my thing is, but mechanical issues that last that long usually have like more profound, deeper like causes. Same
Right.
thing with Stanton. Like Stanton's a great talent, and like we know that when Stanton's on, he's a monster. We've
Facts.
seen it. But the fact that he can go cold for this amount of time, like that's very scary. And I think as analytically driven as you are, like at some point you do have to believe in hot and cold. Because if this happens in a
course.
playoff run, you don't want like there's nothing you can tell fans in a playoff run if Stanton looks the way he's looked the last couple of weeks during a playoff run. Like there's nothing you can say to fans. They don't want to hear it.
No.
We don't want to hear about his exit velo and what he does. No, we don't. They're not. Nobody's gonna want to hear that if he does that for 2 weeks in October. Nobody's gonna want to hear it. So it's like, I get that you being high on these guys, but it's like, bro, they gotta perform at one point or another. They gotta perform. So it's just crazy to me that Chapman still seems to have like that amount of rope with the amount of money we're paying him. Like they have that amount of rope that they don't even go out and make a deal for a guy like Rodriguez, who's literally just hanging there.
He would have been perfect for this team. He would have been absolutely perfect for him. But you know, you got to give the Braves credit, man. They're that division is
All right,
basically
so
wide open. What's up, Joe?
2 players to the Braves to the 2 players to Pittsburgh is Bryce Wilson and Ricky DeVito.
Ricky, why did we get Ricky DeVito? You need another Italian here. What are we doing? Let me check that out real quick.
I could link it.
Yeah, no. What was the names real quick?
It was Bryce Wilson and Ricky DeVito.
Yeah, I know for a fact they're not anywhere near the top.
Bryce with an S, not a C.
Bryce Wilson and Ricky DeVito are not even in the top 30 prospects for the Braves.
Wow.
As I figured, I know them
All right,
pretty well.
Listen. Kudos to you, Cashman, for Rizzo and Gallo, but bow for not going for Rick Rodriguez. You're telling me it didn't cost them not even 2 top 30s?
No, I knew it wasn't, because I remember I talked to a few people that are that know a lot what's going on with the Pirates, and they even told me they know for a fact the only gem that they have is Frazier. That's where they're gonna get some decent guys for. But even when he told me, he's like, Rich Rodriguez is not gonna cost that much at all to move him. And even then, I was kind of shocked. I was like, damn. Well, then the Yankees have a shot at him. But from everything I was at least hearing, there wasn't a ton of interest from the Yankees on him.
It's a shame, man, when you think about it, because like that's such a live arm. He's young. He's still got some. He's very controllable, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think he has like 2 years left.
Who?
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Rodriguez,
2 or 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
I don't know how you don't. I don't know if you're Cashman. I don't know how you don't make that deal. I mean, they must have been like super high on Clay Holmes in our analytics department, and I hope that pans out.
Well, Bryce Wilson is also a starter, so he is actually starting for the Braves right now. So they bring back a starter. Doesn't have great numbers, 4.83, but hey, he's young. He's only 23 years old, so that's something that for the Pirates, if you can trade a relief pitcher and get a starting pitcher that immediately jumps into your rotation, probably a smart move for the Pirates. Smart move for the Pirates.
So apparently the asking price for Byron Buxton was Schmidt, Volpe, Florial, and 2 more prospects.
Oh, they can go fuck themselves.
No.
Excuse
Who
my
said
language.
that? Who said that?
The Gary Sanchez account that has been spot on so far today. That's what he said. Per
Oh
sources,
no, I can't believe that.
I was gonna say he's been yeah. I'll give him credit. Resurgence bandwagon Sanchez. You've been calling out a lot of good things, but I'm gonna call bullshit on the return
no way.
that you were asking. There's no way. There's no like. Do you hear the names you just said? Like Schmidt is like our number 3 prospect or number 2?
2.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like Schmidt, Flo, Volpe,
Florial.
like 3 top 10s in our organization. Who is the 4th ranked organization? Like according to FansGraph. Like I'm sorry, I don't know, man. There's no way.
And Tony Watson trade to the Giants.
I saw that too. Yeah, Watson to the Giants. But the whole thing with
nice.
Yeah, that's a nice deal for the Giants too.
Nice.
But the thing with Buxton, well, even if that is true, that's why he's not gone. That's why no team bid for that. And if the Yankees ever bid on, they weren't going to. But nah, hell no. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. That would be insane. Volpe going nowhere. And that's the other thing we gotta look at. Let's go over the whole thing. We got Holmes, we got Heaney, we got Gallo, we got Rizzo, we got Rodriguez. We added all those pieces. We didn't give up nobody, fam. We didn't give up nobody. Who was the biggest prospect we gave up that hurt? Anybody know? Alcantara?
Alcantara.
Alcantara's in an FSL league. He's like 19 years old. Never know what he's going to be. A lot of teams liked him. I understand that. Oh, Michael Chavis to the Pirates. Did you guys get that one?
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, for Davis.
Oh, is that who went for Davis? Wow. Okay.
Yep. That's a good return.
Because you never know when he pops off. He might pop off anytime. You never know. Yeah. That's a nice deal.
That's a good return for the Pirates. Chavis is all right. He's having a down year, but he's all right.
Michael K said Jason Giambi is the mentor of Joey Gallo.
Yeah, there was a picture of Joey Gallo when he was like 12 with Giambi, and then one when I think he got drafted.
Oh, yeah, and Gallo was like 2 times his size at that point. That was kind of funny. How
yeah.
I see that all the time, like with my son now, man. The dude is getting almost, I feel like I'm 5'11". He's probably like right now like 5'8", 5'7". And he just turned 13. I'm like, my God, man, these kids are just soon I'll be looking up at this dude. I'm like,
I'm shopping for new backgrounds. I don't know if you could tell.
Nah, I think the fade messes it up.
Blurred out.
It's getting blurred out. Oh, hey, chilla luna menza. Joe, where the raviolis at, bro?
I'm all Yankeed out. I got all my stuff, but I got to get the background situated.
That's it. Oh, I know. I was gonna post they got the Yankee logo and the Italian flag. I was gonna joke around, but like, they gotta wear that uniform tonight.
Yeah. You already know we gotta make shirts now. We're Rizzo and Gallo.
Columbus Day about to be popping for the Yankees.
So the Twins wanted a package for Dominic Smith and prospect Ronnie I can't pronounce that, for Barrios. So the Mets were almost got him.
Oh, they would have to give up Dom Smith though.
They wanted Dom Smith for Barria.
I told you guys they wanted the first baseman. I told you. I'm telling you. They could have. I would love to know what happened with Voit. Unless, here's the deal. Brian Cashman could have said, if we don't get what we want for Voit, we're going to keep him because he could DH the remainder of this year. We could just put this insane, stupid lineup out there every day. Nobody can convince me. Look, I know people are going to right away jump up and down, but, oh, no, we can't. Gallo could play center field. Let me tell you something. If Aaron Judge could play center field, Aaron Judge is not as athletic as Joey Gallo is. He's not athletic as quick. No way. Gallo could cover center field. No doubt about it. Put Stanton's ass out and left. Do the Ozzie Guillen. Get out there. You shut up. You play. You want to be in this roster. You play left field. Simple as that.
It's not even that.
You sit down.
It's not that bad. We have two. People forget how good Stan actually was in the field for the Marlins.
He was very good.
Judge is a Gold Glove right fielder. So I mean, putting Gallo in center field, it's not bad at all.
But my thing is, why are people saying Dowd and Gallo playing center?
I don't know. I feel like, didn't he play center field a little bit for the Rangers?
He's done center. And look, that's what people don't get. And this is one thing that we've talked about a lot, right? We've talked about getting athletes on this team. Joey Gallo's an athlete. Joey Gallo ain't some big clumpy dude. He ain't some, like somebody said, oh, you guys got the modern day Adam Dunn. No, we didn't. That's a horrible comparison. They're not the same type of player. Adam Dunn couldn't move.
People are saying,
somebody sent that to me. Said, "Oh, that's not a good deal. He's the modern day Adam Dunn." Not even close.
Were they a Red Sox?
I have no. What they were was a moron. So I'll make that a little easier. They were a moron. So
I normally find
Joakim Soroya to Blue Jays.
What?
Another arm for the Blue Jays.
Oh, Joakim Soria.
Yeah.
Oh, the reliever.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I understand Gallo.
He's okay, but he's hittable.
Like I understand Gallo played the least amount of games in center field with 55, but you can, with that kind of cannon of an arm that he has in center field, and the amount of cover he can take over the center field. Like I don't understand people saying that they'll be against that.
No, it's just nuts. And let me, guys, I see a lot of people in the comments. Guys, if you want to, throw your questions out there because we'll answer them now live. Throw them out there all you want. But one of the things I just want to talk about, I see a lot of people talking about the Andrew Heaney deal. Let me just go over this really quickly with you guys. For the people saying Andrew Heaney sucks, Andrew Heaney's this, Andrew Heaney's that, guys, look, this is going to be as simple gets. You got Andrew Heaney for nothing. Jansen Junk, I like him. He was probably going to have to be put in the 40-man. He probably should have been because he deserved it. He was great in Double-A. But if you could get a starting pitcher, a lefty, who strikes guys out, you give him the opportunity to come into a playoff picture, 10 out of 10 times you make that deal. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Can I butt in real quick about Andrew Heaney?
Please.
So I know the front numbers don't look good, but if you dig deeper into analytics and his FIP and his what's the other number? It starts with SIEP.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They're actually pretty good. He has stuff to be what is close to what Monty's been with this year. So I think his FIP was just over a 4, and he does strike out a lot of people. He's got like a 10-6 through 9 innings, which is pretty good. And since we don't have Sessa, he might actually fit into that Sessa role really good. 2-3 innings come out. That's it. I think that's what it's probably going to be. It's going to be what Sessa was.
Well, ask yourself this, and I keep going back to this because I thought it was so important to talk about. If last year, the year, but whatever the hell year it was, when it was the big idea to go out there and get Robbie Ray, I was talking about that hard body. Get Robbie, they didn't get nobody. If the Yankees didn't get Gallo, if the Yankees didn't get Rizzo, and they make none of that, we're upset. But if the Yankees got Heaney, and I know that's not the big thing, at least they got somebody else in for the arms, for the pen, for the pitching. At least they did something. So at the end of the day, a lot of people shouted that down. Look at all the other moves he also made. On top of that, this is the last one we throw in there. There's nothing wrong with that move. That's a 10 out of 10 move. You do it every single time. And that's not me shitting. That's not me gassing up Brian Cashman at all. That's just being logical.
No, I agree with you. And the fact that he's a lefty as well. Kind of break up the rotation.
Guys.
What's up?
Interesting wrinkle in this Gallo wearing number 13 thing.
We like wrinkles.
I completely forgot about this. Let's see if you guys remember. Right after All-Star break, Yankees Boston series here in the Bronx. A-Rod's calling the I think Sunday night baseball game of that series. And remember, they're talking about the Yankees' interest in Joey Gallo. And what does A-Rod say? He thinks it's a terrible idea.
Oh, there it is.
He's like, I hate that idea for them.
Right.
They
He
shouldn't
did.
get him.
That asshole.
Imagine Gallo coming here and saying, oh, yeah, terrible idea. Hold my beer.
I remember that.
I'll take number 13, please.
He said that
number
that's
13
hilarious.
right now.
No, I'll tell you something. I got something to say to Alex Rodriguez. I'll tell you right now, A-Rod. I'm going to tell him something real quick, okay? I hope he's listening. Hope you're out there. How dare you put your name on Presidente beer? Okay, I'm going to keep it real with you. I know it's good. I know you do it. You don't Americanize that because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to, I'm going to DR in August next month. I can't wait because I'm going to have a nice cool one over there. Multiple cool ones, okay? Because you know why? I deserve it, damn it, okay? But how dare you, Alex? How dare you, okay? That's all I wanted to get out there. So I'm part Dominican.
So yeah, I remember him saying that. That's how he was he will be a horrible fit for the team, he said.
That's what he said. He said it's a horrible fit because like he's another all or nothing strikeout or home run guy.
Yep.
Even though he's a lefty, won't make much of a difference. I don't know.
But did you remember the list of players he mentioned for possible Yankees?
He mentioned Christian Yelich, and that's where he lost me. I'm normally like it's funny. People are really down. People are really down on A-Rod. They just hate on him without listening to him. A-Rod is actually.
I actually love him, by the way, too. I really like A-Rod.
Me too. Because all jokes aside, A-Rod's one of the best baseball minds out there right now, actually analyzing games. They have a lot of stupid people analyzing baseball games. I'm not going to get into that.
You're right.
Because we could do a whole episode of that.
Yep.
Of just stupid people that they allow to call games. A-Rod is not one of them. He's very intelligent. I just think every now and then, like, he gets a little too intelligent. Like, he's trying to be too smart. And it's like, yeah, bro, like, Joey Gallo is kind of one of those no-brainer things. And you thought too much about it. Like, you were too deep on that one. And, like, yeah, he went a little far. Like I said, once he got to, like Christian Yelich, I was just like, A-Rod, like,
what are you talking about?
Is Christian Yelich available? Like, do you know something that nobody else knows?
Right.
So the Yankees designated Ryan Lamar and option Abreu to make room.
Makes sense.
I want to get back to Cashman's deals.
Wait, we DFA'd Lamar?
Yeah, Lamar gone.
Yeah.
You know, my pops liked him. My pops is funny, man. He likes guys like that. They come, he's like, he's done.
He's
you
right,
know,
though.
They say, hey, boy, oh boy, he's done good for us. A couple of homers, boy, oh boy. That's like my dad right there. My best impression of him.
So, I mean, if we look back, we didn't really get the starting pitcher we wanted. But, I mean, was there even a choice?
Well, here's the thing.
Asking on Barrios was insane.
Facts. But here's the thing, too. And I go back to it. We got relief pitchers. We got a starter. And we got two lefty bats that nobody expected. Nobody expected.
Nobody was really available. Scherzer wasn't an option. He wasn't coming to New York. Jose Barrios is, I think, didn't the Blue Jays give up a significant amount?
Yes, they gave him a hell of a
lot.
For him.
We would have definitely had to give up Schmidt. We're getting a picture. They're going to want a picture. It would have had to be Voit. It would have just been absurd to do something like that. And then Gray wasn't an option either because I think it was yesterday. They said they weren't trading him, so there was no way we're getting in talks for that. So, I mean, you got to give it to Cashman. He executed whatever he needed to do.
But you know what's the most important thing? We got all these players plus 2 impact all-star players, and we didn't even go over the luxury
tax.
Pay
a dime.
Not one dime.
And the biggest thing about that is that we're spending this winter. Hey. Let me tell you something. All you haters out there saying, oh, well, the Yankees did all that to finish in third place. Whatever. Let me tell you, worst case scenario, we finish in third. We make the wild card. We lose the wild. That could be the worst case scenario. We're spending this winter. There's no way we're not spending this winter. And Gallo is here next year already.
I'm happy you bring this up.
He's already here.
I want to talk about
He ain't leaving.
That. I want to talk about
going
that.
Anywhere.
You know what this reminds me of? Oh, go ahead. No, Arby, go ahead, please.
No, I was going to say, people that are saying that Rizzo is just a rental.
No.
Let me tell you something. He's not.
Yeah,
let me. Well.
Do you know, and I'm happy you bring it up, Arby, because this is what this reminds me of. This reminds me of when they got Stanton. And they said no Machado and nobody else. I almost feel like the Yankees, in a sense, and this is all my opinion, this is not knowing anything, in a sense that the Yankees have accepted the idea that if we land Rizzo, we got our first baseman, our infielder going forward. And we don't have to now look at those shortstops that are available. Rizzo's not going to command $200+ million. No way. No way. You can lock Rizzo up for 3 or 4 years at first base. He's not going to break down. Rizzo has no signs of breaking down yet. 31 years old. I'd sign Rizzo up till he's 35. So so this opens up a lot of different doors for the Yankees. You could still then consider moving Voit. Hell, if there's a DH in the National League,
Rizzo's going to be 32.
He's going to be 32 years old, exactly. So at the end of the day, you do maybe you get a 3-year and an option. Maybe you do a 4-year deal. I mean, I think
4 years.
4 years, why not? So at the end of the day, you gotta kind of throw it up in the air here. Do you go after one of these shortstops? It's going to cost a ton of money and all this and do that, or do you did the Yankees already make their mind up on that and saying, look, if we get this guy, we can get him. But I can also see where you can see it as they really didn't give up much for Rizzo. So if he goes, not a problem. We still have options to fix that. But I believe Rizzo's here to stay. I think fans are going to fall in love with Anthony Rizzo.
Oh, yeah. And here's another scenario.
I think fans been in love with Rizzo.
I think so. I think so, Francis. But let's be real here. It's very different when he's playing on our club.
True.
So when we see it here, we're going to be like, damn, I remember what this was like when we had Teixeira. A lot of people hate on Teixeira too. But when Teixeira was here, you knew who Mark was. You knew who Tino was.
Yes.
So adding somebody like that, man, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, like I was saying, this is a win-win situation for the Yankees right now in regards to Rizzo. Another scenario, I forgot who tweeted it, that the Yankees are interested in these shortstops class.
Yeah.
And I think it was UP or Francis earlier before.
Of course they are. Of course they will be. Of course. Corey Seager, they're very high on. So now that they got Trey Turner, Dodgers, lock him up. Corey Seager, where is he going to play in the Dodgers?
Where's he going to play? How are they going to pay him?
Exactly.
The Dodgers
they give him the finger. They give him the finger to Seager. Trey Turner's our guy. Go.
I think it was like a thing where it's like, look, we're going to have them both for this year. Hopefully we go and win it all this year. And then this winter, we're going to have some tough decisions to make. We'll make them. And next winter is going to be even tougher, and they'll make them. I think that's something that the Dodgers are going to have to, be happy with. They already won one last year. If they win any of the next two, I think how much more can you ask? That's pretty good. But yeah, if I'm Cashman and Hal and all these people, look, you made all these moves. Let's see what it looks like, right? Having some lefty pop in this lineup. Let's see what difference it makes for opposing pitchers. I think for one thing, it's going to make a difference. I know there's people that say it doesn't matter. I think it's going to make it. I think you just have to give pitchers different looks.
It makes a major difference.
I think when you see the way we've gotten dominated by Rich Hill, Michael Wacha, Eovaldi, we're not giving these pitchers different looks. It's just righty, righty.
You can pitch them all the same. You can pitch them all the same.
And not only that, on the field, a big difference in the clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
Now you have leaders now, like Rizzo.
Yeah.
These are the Cashman brought in players that takes this game seriously, that cares. Listen, step up. Come on, bring it. This is a team now. Let's go. And I love that. That's the reason why I want, even if Rizzo does okay with us, I'm signing him. There's no way. I think it's me being biased because I'm a big fan of Rizzo. But a player like Rizzo, you can't, even if he does average, you can't let him walk. He's a legitimate first base, four-time Gold Glove winner. And a lefty on top of that.
Yeah.
So pretty young.
Right.
3-4 year deal. And then after that, move DJ to first. What Cashman did at this trade deadline, he opened a lot of doors now. There's a lot of movement now that can happen with Hal. So
look, I can see it. I could honestly see it this winter. We'll probably be doing roundtables talking about it when the time comes, but I can honestly see the Yankees being players for one of these shortstops. One thing I'll tell you right now that we learned from this trade deadline is there's a lot of teams that are not going to be involved in this spending when it comes to the winter. Just look at how this deadline went. It was your usual suspects, right? But when I'm looking at the competition, because the usual suspects, I'm talking the Mets now count, Boston now counts, the Padres count, the Dodgers count. But what do all those teams have in common? They already have their shortstop.
Yep.
They already have their shortstop.
That's right.
Boston has Xander. The Mets have Francisco Lindor. The Dodgers have Trey Turner, and the Padres have Fernando Tatis Jr.
Those are all big.
Who's paying all these guys? Who's paying Baez, Correa, Corey Seager, Trevor? Who's paying all these guys? One or two of these guys is going to end up taking a lesser deal.
Yep.
And you never know where that's going to be.
Yep.
It may just be a lesser deal to come play in pinstripes on a team that's poised to win it all in 2022.
Yeah, and you got teams like the Giants too. Well, they have Crawford's going to be a free agent, but you can move on from them. They got a lot of money. Everybody predicts that they're going to be big spenders in the offseason, so there's a lot of different things they can do there. But
it's true.
yeah,
the Angels will spend maybe.
Right.
They always say they want to spend crazy money, so we'll see. But what about even with Trey Turner? Think about it, because he's got 1 year after this year, and he doesn't want to re-sign with a West Coast team. That's a big question. That's a big question mark if you're the Dodgers. Like you got to really try to court him now while he's with you.
I mean, who did Mookie want to?
Guys, quick update for you guys real quick. My good friend Ricky Ricardo is confirming that Stanton is going to be in the outfield, but Gio and DJ are out of the lineup. Gio's suffering with a hamstring injury, and DJ is suffering with a tricep issues. So
you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, so
here we go. So now you're putting
kidding me.
And that's from Mr. Thompson. And
Brian Hoach just tweeted that lineup as well.
So
what's the lineup, Joe? Can you tell us?
Batting first, Glaber at short, Joey Gallo batting second in right field, and then Judge is actually batting third.
Wow, finally they listened to me.
Judge is in center field instead of Gallo.
That's stupid. But go ahead.
Rizzo's batting cleanup, obviously first, Stanton left hitting fifth, Gary sixth, catcher, Odor second, and Wade third base.
Oh, fuck me! Why? Why? We're so excited about this. Who's torturing us as a Yankee fan? We're being tortured here.
I just don't understand this. I really don't.
Guys, have a good night. I mean, this is...
Why are we doing this?
This is torture, man. It's like torture. Can't we just have? Can't we be excited? Like I'm not even excited.
You know
the
what
top
this
of the lineup makes me sick. I don't like it.
So they're both day to day. So there's not going to be an IL stint. At least we hope there's not.
Let me tell you what this is, and this is why I'm upset. I don't think DJ or Gio is going to miss significant time, but I'll tell you what this is. They've been dealing with these injuries for a while. The Yankees, because they were struggling for a while, couldn't give them rest days. They made trades and decided, yep, this is the time this is our lane to give them a rest day. The first day that we're supposed to have the best lineup that we've had in years, you choose to give them a rest day. That's what this is. The tricep thing, I don't think that happened last night.
No,
I don't think that happened yesterday.
I can almost guarantee you DJ been suffering with that all year. I'm not making an excuse for him, but DJ hasn't been DJ. And DJ's not bad. He's not bad. There's something up. There's been something up with him.
Yeah, but we know that something's been a little. So that's and then Gio hamstring.
Wade, what the fuck? Excuse me, I'm sorry. I just can't with this Tyler Wade. I really can't anymore. Like I'm so excited.
He's like a cockroach.
He is.
Him and Brett Gardner are like cockroaches. They survive anything. You could drop a nuclear bomb on the New York Yankees organization, and Brett Gardner and Tyler Wade would lift their heads up. They would lift their heads up and write their name into the lineup, batting like third and seventh, respectively.
Turning to Godzilla.
So, who would you guys have started in third base? Because
I don't even know.
No, that's the thing. Like, I don't know, and I understand his injuries, and I get that. I'm just saying, I mean, Lord, like, we're finally excited to be like, damn, what is this 1 through 9 going to look like? And then batting ninth, Tyler Wade. Oh, come on. Like, the first game, I'm so excited to watch this game tonight.
But
I'm not going to hold you, though. 1 through 8.
It's pretty deep.
1 through 8 is pretty deep. I hate Gleyber Torres leading off, but I know we don't have another option.
Do you guys agree with me on this? Let me tell you guys something. This is the lineup I made. And this is why I said, oh, man, I was so happy. I thought they would stick with what I thought they might, but I know analytics. I switch Rizzo and Gallo. Rizzo's a better two-hole hitter than Gallo is.
I think that. Yeah, I don't know why. That's
because he makes far too much contact. That's what we've been asking for when it came to a guy like Frazier. Now the only difference is neither one of them have speed. So if everybody's healthy and they go back, I definitely go. But let me add to that after this. I definitely go DJ Rizzo because there's so much contact up there for the big guys. If batting second, if Gallo strikes out a lot, it makes it a little worse. If he bats fourth and he pops a homer every now and then, there's men on base for him. So there's a big difference there. But the other thing is, with tonight, for an example, if you got Glaber leading off, who's getting hot, he got better speed, Rizzo should be batting second, undoubtedly. But I think Rizzo should be batting second going forward for good.
I love
no
that.
doubt about it.
I completely agree, because now let's say Glaber, I'm sorry, DJ, Rizzo on base. Now you got a ton of options: Judge, Gallo, or Stanton.
By the way, I'm gonna call this out. Stanton's coming out of this slump tonight. You want to know why?
Stanton
back in the outfield.
I'm just kidding.
Let me tell you something. I got this. Another thing might just be like hot take from left field or whatever. I don't care. I have a feeling that Giancarlo Stanton has wanted to play the outfield for a long time, and the organization doesn't think it's a good idea. Like,
I could see that, but I've also seen G be a bigger man with stuff and kind of come out of like, now we suck. I can't see G just being like they're holding me down, because if you guys remember, Judge has spoke up for himself. Remember a couple of times when Judge been injured, he's like, no, I want to go play now. They're telling me that they don't want me out there yet, but I'm ready to go. I want to go now. So I could see that, because that just sounds so much like these new Yankees. That sounds too much like them. So it probably, I wouldn't doubt that not being true. And then again, we did talk to Ozzie Guillen Jr., who said Stanton's not the type that's going to, grab a guy by the throat or be one of those leader types. Not who he is. So, maybe he just,
I think that G, honestly, I really feel like he's wanted to get back into the outfield. He probably went to Boone and spoke about it.
Pee Wee Booney.
And Boone was probably like, yeah, no, because, we're just not really comfortable with, with the lanes yet. We haven't found your lane. So we're just, and he probably spoke to Cashman, and Cashman was probably saying the same thing. Well, gee, analytically, I've been talking to Fishman and the guys. And, I just can't, I just want to keep you off your legs, maybe find some lanes for you. And G was like, Brian, Boone already said the lanes thing. You're supposed to use a different word. He's like, oh, turning the corner. You haven't turned the corner yet to get out on the field. But anyway, all jokes aside, I really feel like, and I have no information, just so anybody knows. I don't claim to have it. Like, I don't have anybody telling me this. There's no information here. This is just my gut feeling is that Giancarlo Stanton has wanted to be out in the field. Like, you can't tell me that he didn't want to play the field in that Philly series, or that first Philly series. Remember how hot he was going into that series?
Right.
He was on fire, and then we had to bench him for 2 games.
See, but Francis, now, if that is true, and I agree with you, that's my issue with Stanton. Only you yourself know how you feel and how your body feels. You telling me if I come up to Boone or Cat, hey, I want to play outfield in this series. Oh no, that's a good idea. Listen, I'm telling you, because I know how I feel. I'm good to go. Because I'm sick and tired of the media, the fans claiming that I'm fragile, I'm this, and that. Listen, screw what the nerds are saying. Put me in the outfield, and let's go. That's my issue.
Papa Beltron in here. Papa Beltron in here in the chat.
Oh, yeah?
What he saying?
No, he just said, hi, Yankee fans. Let's go, Yankees. Papa Beltron, let's go.
Hey, Papa Beltron. Shout out to you.
Shout out. Let's go. Let's go. But no, Arby, I'm there with you. The one thing about Stanton that we got to remember is he gets a lot of money, man. You know what I mean? So there's two ways you look at that, right? He makes a lot of money. He could kind of push that. He could kind of push that issue. Be like, guys, I need to be out there. Like, I don't like this role's not working for me. I need to be out there. And that's another good thing to bring up, too. He's never done this before. And, Arby, you're onto a point, too, where you say the injuries. He may be going through a little bit of a different routine just because he knows, well, I just got to bat. So he's not constantly moving. He's not moving around a lot. So, I mean, at the end of the day,
but that's what I'm saying, though. If with the scenario that I was saying, that if the reason why he's probably getting injured a lot is because he's being DH a lot. Like, all he's doing is swinging as hard as he can. If he strikes out, gets on base, he's jogging and then sitting down. Like, you're getting your muscles tense. If you're in the outfield, you're loose at all costs. So what if this whole time, if he plays outfield, he doesn't get injured as much. Because like we all been saying,
That
if
point.
the plan was to acquire Stan as a DH permanently, the worst trade
Yeah, would have made
in
no
MLB.
sense. Would have made no
A
sense.
$300 million DH makes no sense whatsoever. But if you have him in the outfield, now you creating an opportunity of ages. You could put Judge in DH, Voy in DH, Sanchez in DH. If you just do a rotation, have everybody being fresh. But with Stan in DH, you're literally log jamming this lineup. But let's see how he does in the outfield today, and I think he'll do good.
Yeah, Brian's right what he said in the comments, too. He said it's not really a feeling. Stanton has been saying almost since spring training that he wants to play the outfield. So
I don't know what it is.
Who said that?
Brian Reynolds in here, who's in our chat here. He has been saying that.
That might be where I'm getting it from, and I don't remember. But I'm telling you that I have a feeling, like a strong feeling, that he's been wanting to do this. It's our organization not letting him do it, and it's precisely the point that you just said, Pete. He is money-wise way too valuable to them to have him get injured on the field and miss significant time. But my rebuttal to that is, hasn't he gotten injured playing DH? So what's at this point, it's like he's proven he can get hurt whether he's out on the field or not on the field. Is there a lesser chance if he's not on the field? Probably. Is this a team that is in the position to go with the lesser chance? No.
Right.
He needs to be out there.
And
we need to have our best bats in the lineup at all times.
And Jim in the comments, we're not saying that this is the main reason why he's been injured. We know he's been injured a lot in his career, but what we're just saying is what makes him most comfortable on his routine. Maybe it will be a difference for him with the hot and cold. He's always kind of been that type of hitter too. When he gets hot, he's hotter than anybody in baseball. I mean, all the time. So we're just seeing it as, is there something to it? Does it make him a better player if he's playing left field? He's never really DH before coming to the Yankees, and I don't think that trade was made with them knowing he would be a DH. I think that's more of an analytic type thing, where they figured that's the best thing to keep him healthy and on the field, and it may not be.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way they made that trade with the idea he's our DH going forward. Like nobody in the world wants to pay a DH $25 million. Like no matter how good they are. Like that's not. It's just $25 million is too much of a like out of your salary when there's a luxury tax that exists. It just it doesn't work.
So my father made a prediction: World Series this year, baby.
Hey, let's go, Papa Beltran. I'm down with it.
There's nothing the MLB would like more. Trust me, they have been dying for the New York Yankees, LA Dodgers World Series. And I'm telling you, Manfred is shaking in his disgustingly purchased like crocodile, probably fake crocodile.
I was about to say he probably go to like TJ Maxx.
My Little Pony boots. He is shaking in those ugly ass boots, thinking that he might not get that World Series because he's done so much nonsense to stop it from happening.
Let me ask you guys this. Because somebody said this earlier, and I've seen this a lot. I've seen this a lot on Twitter today, and I seen this a lot on here. Let me keep you guys hype and put some clips on of Anthony Rizzo. Hitting the bomb the right field just now at Yankee Stadium. That's really far gone. But doesn't it feel like, and maybe this is just a good job by Brian Cashman because how good he had. I keep saying it. He had an off season at the deadline. Maybe it's because of that. But does it not feel like the season begins tonight?
Does
100%.
100%.
It's a different
100%.
feeling right now.
Joe was quick on that one, man.
We're 3 games exactly out of the second wild card.
2.5, I believe.
2.5. 2.5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 2.5.
I checked a couple. I checked. It was like 3, but maybe if somebody lost, it got changed. Then.
The only thing I'm worrying about is Cole in that wild card game.
I'm not.
No,
you know why?
You know
why I was gonna say that? You know why I was gonna say I'm not, because I feel like, yes, Cole has had his struggles and stuff like that or whatever, but like Game 5 last year, right? First time Cole ever pitched on such little rest, and he came out there and shoved and did it. And I think that Cole is just that kind of guy. Like he's gonna show up when the moments and the lights are the brightest. He's gonna show up. I have to believe that. Right now, I have to believe that. Like until we have a playoff run where he's not himself, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's going to go out there and whoever the hell it is, he's going to shove.
Francis, you was right. I'm sorry. The Yankees are 3.5 back from the second one.
And it doesn't even matter, man. Like three is nothing. And my concern was
God, it's go time.
Facts. That's why I asked that, because I saw a couple of comments in the chat box here, and I also saw a lot of that being talked about on Twitter today. Of it does feel like this is the time now, and the only reason it feels like that way is because of Brian Cashman. And I said something in my live yesterday, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this. If we have just added, well, not if anymore, we got Rizzo and we got Gallo. We have just infused so much left-handed power, contact. Actually, the clip I'm showing now, guys, is actually Anthony Rizzo on the mound striking out Freeman. So yeah. we still got that lefty arm if you need it. You know what I mean? But the thing I want to bring up about this is, and I did speak on this yesterday, and a lot of people actually agreed with me, so I want to hear what you guys got to say about it. If this team ever somehow, in a week, and I knock on wood because I pray this doesn't happen, and they're still playing this lazy, boring, underperforming Yankee baseball, Boone should be booed and stoned out of New York. Because at the end of the day, that all falls on him. Brian Cashman, you no longer can knock. You can't say shit about Cashman. I'm sorry. And that's coming from me, who's been a harsh critic. You can't say nothing bad about Cashman. If this team goes on this field, they continue to make these dumb base running plays, they continue to not show up, they continue to have lackadaisical games, Boone has to go. There's no way he can.
It's their move. It's his move. Cashman made his moves. It's like he looked at Boone. He said, "Hey,
here's your team.
You said it a couple times in press conferences. I can only put out there what I have. All right, now look at what you have."
Yep.
This in the lineup.
Cashman bought himself another year to be the GM, or possibly even more, with these acquisitions.
He's still got 1 year left.
There's rumors that he's going to retire after next year.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was seeing that yesterday. There's rumors that
Cashman's like this. I rub my, dust my hands. Boom, is on you now. Because Cashman said him publicly, this team sucks. We're not playing well in the past. If this team, Cashman injected juice to this team. He added leadership, chemistry. Like, hopefully this team can, get it together. But Boone, I agree. If they still continue to play horribly, then Boone gotta get out, gotta leave after this season.
Kelly, I'll go ahead and answer that. I'll send it out to the team, and then Joe, I also want to get your opinion on Boone. If you would you get rid of him, Joe?
Whether we win the World Series,
no.
Oh, okay.
If this team keeps playing the same ball as before, we lose these.
I don't
late
think you
games.
have a choice.
Yeah, I don't think you got a choice either. I think you have to.
There's like exactly the way you said it. Cashman made his play. Cashman did exactly what he needed to do. And if they don't perform still, that's on Boone.
So let me ask you guys this question. This is in the comments here. Can you guys please answer this? Is Stanton underrated, rated, or overrated?
At this point right now, I got to go with rated until he starts.
I actually go with overrated.
Oh, really?
Oof.
I'm going to go rated.
Yeah, rated as well.
I'm going to go rated. The reason I'll go rated, I'll tell you why. I think, fans are extremely hard. I haven't heard, comments about, Stanton's elite. This guy's an MVP caliber guy, even though this guy legit just won an MVP in 2017. I don't hear that really often. What I hear is this guy's terrible. This guy can't do anything. He's just a DH. He strikes out too much. He's home run or nothing, or whatever. And I feel like while a lot of those things are true, he does the spurts where he does get hot are so supernova hot that it's it kind of almost balances out the bat. That's what it is that he's polarizing. He's more polarizing than most players are ever going to be. When he's bad, he's really freaking bad. But when he's good, he's 9 home runs in 2 playoff series good. That's crazy. 9 home runs against 2 of the best pitching teams in the American League good. So you know what I mean? And that was just last year. So it's it's kind of hard for me to go all the way on Stanton and say, nah, man, I don't believe in you at all, because of the things that I've seen him do. And even when he got hot this year, it was reminiscent of that playoff run last year. So I feel I know it's there. There's just, I blame coaching. Again, I know people don't like to do that, but I blame coaching. I feel there are things that need to be done when he goes into these ruts to break him out of it sooner. We should not be letting somebody who makes this much money struggle for this long. and then leave him batting third, fourth, and fifth in the line. Like, to me, it's criminal. It's criminal. This is the New York Yankees. If you think he needs to figure it out while still being on the field, bat him sixth, bat him seventh.
Here's my reasoning. Since everybody else said rated, here's my reason for overrated. One, real quick, let me just say, everybody in the chat, if you have not subbed to the page, please sub. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. The thing about Stanton that I say is overrated is because when we got him, he came off a huge year. He came with 59 homers. He won MVP. So with that being said, we've never seen that guy. We've seen a glimpse of him, but we've never seen that guy, right? And again, Francis, I go to what you just said too. Maybe a lot of that has to do with the way they've managed him. You know, maybe a lot of that has to do with that. But all I could see is the guy that we're seeing on the field. And honestly, for a guy that is as good as Stanton, I think I've seen him have the worst at-bats I've ever seen in my life of watching any player of all time. I've never seen a guy swing at a 40-foot fastball, curveball in the dirt like it was Ichiro in that clip when it bounces and he hits it. It's like that and he didn't just swing at those. He swung at those like he was going to hit it 480 feet.
Yeah.
That's the thing for me when it comes to, because he is rated. Everybody believes he's one of the better hitters in baseball. I feel like I can name you 50 guys right now that I'd rather have up at the plate instead of him. So that's the reason why I say I feel he's overrated in the sense of the hype that comes along with him, that I just don't see it. Do I think he's bad? No. Do I think he could become a great and be a legitimate top offensive talent in this league? Yes, I do. Do I put him at the level of Aaron Judge? No. I think Judge is way better than Stanton with the comparable body sizes. I think he's way better than Stanton. Not even close. Judge has continued to work on the strikeouts. They haven't been as bad. I just, for everything that Stanton was in 17 when they got him the next year, I have not seen that guy again. So that's the only reason why I would say he's overrated.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Joe.
No,
I mean, Joe.
Please go ahead.
But I was gonna say, Pete, what you just said, I can also agree, because how long he's been with us? 4 years, 4 seasons?
Yeah.
Can we ask ourselves, has he underperformed or overachieved since he came with us?
It's obvious.
He's underperformed.
But that's another reason why I can also agree with P as well as overrated, because when he was with the Marlins, he had one of the best seasons ever, MVP caliber player. And then ever since he came with us, where you been at? Now you came in playing the outfield, you looking like a little kid batting, like swinging that sliders away that's like 50 feet or 40 feet off, away from the plate. Like, you've been injury prone in a sense with us. Like, you have some glimpse of, okay, here we go, the old Giancarlo of the Marlins. But then again, like what people were saying, he's looked terrible. Like, oh my, to the point where people were saying bench him. A lot of people, as of late recently, trade him at a prospect. Come on, you don't go from one season being an MVP player to the next season, like the next couple seasons, saying now let's trade this player, attach a prospect, do whatever you have to do to get rid of this player. So then, I agree with P as well and Francis as well. So
Derek Jeter is on the field with the Yankees. So let's hope some of that greatness rubs off on Stanton. And he's talking. Marley Rivera put it out there. He's talking to Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, and Giancarlo Stanton with a little video. So let's hope some of that greatness and winning ability rubs off.
I was gonna tell you guys just before we got off on this tangent, that I saw that video Marley put out, and I haven't seen Giancarlo Stanton look that happy in a very long time. And if you notice what's on his left hand, it's a big old baseball glove.
Yep.
He jogs up there spryly to talk to Mr. Jeter, and I'm telling you, he's wanted to be out on the field for. I think, like, bottom of the first inning, because they're gonna shoot to him out there in the field or whatever. Like, you're gonna see a guy who's like really amped to be out on the field with the rest of the team. That has to weigh on you. If you're Giancarlo Stanton, there is not another hitter in this lineup that makes as much money as you. And yet when that team is on the field, you're watching.
Facts.
And you're not 35 years old. You're not 35 years old. You're still young. You're in amazing shape. and you're watching from the dugout. Mentally, if I'm him, I'm dying inside. I'm like, bro, you can't tell me. Like, there got to be something I could do. Something like put me anywhere. Like, I got to be able to play one of these positions, one of them.
Here's a good question. Do we see Stanton playing all 9 innings
tonight? Depends on the score.
So.
I'd say depends on the score.
Let's say if it's close, no blowout. If it's a blowout, take him out, obviously. But if it's a close score,
I think they pull him either way in the late innings. Like, if he's not going to get another at bat and it's a close game, they're going to pull him.
And I mean, who could play left field?
Gardner.
Gardner.
You know how they are with
Gardner.
What?
You know what? Matter of fact, he'll be out in the 5th. He'll be out in the 5th. Gardy's gonna find his way out there somehow. No, but I actually will say, I think, because this is so Aaron Boone, man. I can hear it after the game. Well, we want to ease him in there. His bum was bothering him a little bit. We want to ease him in there. We had to change his Band-Aids. So I could actually see 7 innings. I could see 7 innings and them getting them out of there, and then just saying, watch, don't be shocked. We're trying to ease him in.
Listen, I hope to God that Stanton plays well in the outfield. If he does play well in the outfield today, leave him in this series. And if he does perform well, doesn't get injured, there's no hamstring issues or whatever the case may be, doesn't feel no tightness, continue to put him in the outfield. Leave him there. Because now DH is wide open.
Oh, and by the way, Heaney will be in the rotation.
Yeah, I just saw that. Announced that. I saw that.
Will be in the rotation. So I want to get to him too. But out of the 2 big hitters we got, here's a question I got for you guys: Rizzo and Gallo.
Here we go. After you're done, remind me to say what I just saw.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Matter of fact, say it now. Say it now.
I know what you're gonna say.
You know, Cashman, you were doing so well. You were doing so well till you said this.
Oh my God.
We thought about trading for Gallo in spring training. Then why didn't you? Do you see what happened because you didn't? Do you see where we currently sit?
Did you see the tweet after?
Do you know the pressure? Do you know the pressure that is now on Mr. Gallo?
What's the one after it, Joe?
It's not as big as that one, but Cashman said it's a benefit they stood under the luxury tax, but Steinbrenner was ready to go over it if necessary.
Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, I bet.
Bullshit.
That's why you had to really do your ridiculous. Like,
you want to know why?
And
this is why I can't stand that we don't have real beat writers. Because you want to know why I say to him then? Then why would you give away Luis Sessa for?
Wait, say that again.
Why would you give away Luis Sessa for nothing?
If you're not, if he's comfortable going over,
if you're comfortable,
Sessa should still be here.
Why would you trade Luis Sessa? Attach Justin Wilson to him for a reason. You did that. You didn't do that for no reason. You did that to move all that money. That's 150% why you did it. That's 150% why you did it.
We don't have players named in that deal yet. So they can't even pretend like, no, we like the guys we got back. No, you don't know the guys you got back yet.
You see, right now what Cashman just did has been a hypocrite because in the press before, Hal said, yeah, I'm willing to add more salary to the tax depending on the player. If it changes the club, and then a Cash is coming out saying this is complete BS. Come on.
Joseph said Cashman sounds like the CDC.
Brian Fauci.
Brian Fauci
out there.
Oh man,
flip-flopping. Listen, I don't blame him because I don't put it past Hal Littlestein to tell him, hey, I'm gonna tell these people I'm comfortable going over, but listen, man, we lost a lot of money in 2020. I really don't want to go over. Optics are important, so I gotta tell them that.
Of course.
But between you and me, we're not going over. We're not going over 210. I don't give a damn what they're doing in Los Angeles. Yeah. I'm not doing it. So you better figure out whatever you're gonna figure out, because we ain't going over 210. I don't care if Dominguez is out of here tomorrow, but we ain't going over 210. I'm sure he told him some crazy shit like that. And Brian had to take that and go and work and do what he did. And that's why, for that reason, I'm giving Brian Cashman all the credit in the world this trade deadline. Because I believe that he made these deals with one arm tied behind his back. I don't believe that Hal Steinbrenner wanted to go over the threshold.
No, of course.
There's no way.
The move's telling you.
If you wanted to do it, you would have done. You know why? You know how we know this? Go back to the winter. Just go back to the winter. What was available in the winter? There were players out there. I'm not saying that, Trevor Bauer, whatever, but Trevor Bauer was a pitcher to be had, one of the best ones on the market, and we didn't have a game 2 starter, and that's how we ended up really losing in the playoffs. And we didn't even have to take a meeting with Bauer. Why? Because we didn't want to pay him. We knew we weren't going to pay him. We didn't take meetings with the big free agents last year. It was like, so don't sit here and say, I'm comfortable going over. Like, nah, bro, you played your hand in December. In December, we knew you weren't going over.
The moment I saw Yankees trade Acesta and Wilson, that right there told me, okay, Hal is literally firm on not going over the luxury tax. For that move only, I already knew, okay, Cashman got to pull a magic wand out of his behind to improve this team if Hal is firm on the 210. And the fact that Cashman pulled it off without paying a dime, I give credit to Cashman 100%. We keep it real here. We don't sugarcoat anything like what Pete says. We give credit to where credit is due. Cashman, round of applause. I'm not bashing you for the rest of the season because you did your job. Now it's up to Boone to, finish it off. But
players to perform.
Exactly. But that deal of Cessa and Wilson, I said to myself, Hal is really serious about not going over the 210.
Imagine this. We added Joey Gallo, Anthony Rizzo, and a couple of bullpen arms, and our payroll is less than it was at the start of the year.
It's a tremendous job. That's what gets me mad about it in a sense, because if I'm Brian Cashman, I'm bragging on the job I did. Forget saying, we could have went over. No, Brian, come on, bullshit. We know that. But just off the moves you made alone, we know. Because, look, if somebody would have come to you guys and go, you could keep Luis Cessa, or you can have Rodriguez, or you can have Holmes. I'm keeping Luis Cessa.
And getting Holmes.
Yeah.
And getting Rich Rodriguez, too.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to let that one go. That's going to be the one move that I'm just like, damn.
And there's
I'm not even that bad on Story because Story was Colorado's fault. But Rich Rodriguez was moved, man. He was moved, and not for much.
And here's the thing: didn't Cashman receive cash from every trade?
Yeah,
they paid.
Everybody
paid every player's contract.
That tells you all you need to know right there. There's no way in the world that you all were willing to go over. And look, I'm not even saying this as like I'm angry now. No, not at all. Mm-hmm. Not at all. Great deadline.
Great job.
I don't care if you went over or didn't go over. But my point here is don't act like we morons, because now what you're doing is being like, I'm taking away the good job that I did, which you should be congratulated for the great job you did. Because, look, I was ready to have your head. I was ready for this. I was ready for us to do nothing. I was going to say, guys, excuse me, but there's gonna be a lot of profanity and screaming. So lower the volume over there, because I won't be able to control myself.
We was over here talking about retooling at the trade deadline, and buyers.
3 days ago, I said, listen, I know we're going to have this deadline special. We're going to hop on there. I'm like, right now, bro, it's really starting to look like that's going to be an obituary. It's really looking like we're about to jump on live and talk to our fans and literally make it a therapy session.
Another one.
Another therapy session. There's going to be another therapy session. Because 3 days ago, I was like, I don't know what they're going to do or whatever. And then bam, I think it was that night that the Justin Wilson Cessa trade happens.
And
I was like, and right there, I was like, okay, something's all right. Things are happening. Things are going to happen. At the very least, we get Gallo.
Facts.
So once we got Gallo, I was good.
We said in our group chat, the moment we saw that deal, Cashman trading Cessa, we were all like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I think Pete was the first one to say it. Something big is going to come.
Yeah.
And we all, look what happened. Gallo was the move.
I would love to know what that deal would have looked like. I wish he went into player specific. I know you can't, because we might still have some of those guys. You can't do that. But yeah. I would love to know what that looked like. And I never heard anything about that at all. But that's the thing, too, that people got to understand, is that the one thing about Brian Cashman, you got to give them credit, but before years ago, was that they've really done a good job of keeping everything they do very, very silent, to the point that most media heads don't predict what they do or don't say what they do. That nobody, I didn't see one reporter even mention that there was a sniff of interest for Anthony Rizzo. I don't think nobody put that out there. It just came out, Jack Curry, Yankees closing on deal for Anthony Rizzo. I was like, what the? Matter of fact, I found out from you guys in the chat because I went on the Peloton. I went to go shower. I said, okay, I'm going to put on the schedule, the live chat, because I was still going to do a live. I found out when I got out, I changed, got downstairs, ready to go live. I saw it. I said, oh my God, I got to change everything. I changed the thumbnail with Rizzo in it and the title of it. And I was like, whoa, all that was legit. That's why I couldn't contain myself. I was singing like an idiot, clapping, jumping around. I couldn't even contain myself because I'm like, this feels so much like the old Yankees. Like, I was making jokes yesterday being like, George had enough. His soul and his spirit came back.
Yep.
And jumped into like Hal or Cashman's body. Is like, you go get guys now. Get them. Because look, and to you fans out there, I already saw some of these morons, and I don't like calling Yankee fans morons. I think everybody could be cool with each other and everything could be fine. Guys, stop with the bullshit of, well, a lot of you guys said they're not going to make the postseason, so don't show up now. Most of us didn't believe they would get Rizzo and Gallo, you assholes. Most of us didn't expect that. This is a whole new season now. So don't use that bullshit excuse of what happened before.
And I don't remember. I mean, if I remember incorrectly, God forgive me, but I don't feel like we said the Yankees are 100% not making the playoffs.
No, we kept saying if nothing changes at the deadline, or if nothing changes, they have no shot.
Exactly.
I think we kept asking about like gut feeling and stuff like, gut reaction. Like, do you think they make the playoffs or whatever? And I think our responses kept being, if things continue the way that they are right now, I can't see them making the playoffs or whatever. Things did not continue the way that they were going, because now we have a starting lineup that features Joey Gallo batting second and Anthony Rizzo batting fourth and Giancarlo Stanton playing left field.
It's a big difference.
It's not the same. It's not the same team. It's not the same team. Not by any stretch is this the same team. We also have encouraging notes on Luis Severino, whereas a couple months ago, I was like, I don't even know if he's coming back this year, just because like the setback, and then he's coming back, we don't know, whatever. Now it's like, he's already throwing live BP. He's already throwing live BP off of a mound. He's pitching up. He pitched against Luke Voigt the other day. He's having simulated game. Okay, now it's realistic. He's doing literally everything like you have to do. Now it's just about building him up in terms of pitch count. That's the last step. Even if we don't get Kluber back, getting Sevy back is a big boost. You talk about morale, Sevy is like a heart and soul guy. Like, just him taking the mound, that energy that day is going to be crazy.
You're right, because Sevy brings a lot of energy with him. You even seen him on the bench the other day, like clapping and getting up and stuff like that. He's an energetic guy, So I don't have hope for him. And that's not a negative. That's just me saying anything he gives me. Right. Anything he gives me, I'm gonna be ecstatic about. If he could be a starter and pitch to a 4 ERA the rest of the year, I'm ecstatic.
He's a plus.
And he's striking guys out. Hell yeah, sign me up.
All I care about him not getting re-injured. That's what I care about. Whatever he gives us, whatever he gives us this season is a big plus moving forward. And the same with Kluber as well.
Guys, wait a second. Wait 1 second. I got to do something for a fan here. Where was this at? Why am I not seeing it on that one? Jonathan, you're one of my regulars in here, so I have to. He said, Pete, do the song and dance again. Chilla Luna. Jonathan, I can't help it, bro. I know you were having fun with that one yesterday. Look, man. Whatever we were back, I had to do that real quick. So, Jonathan, every time Luna by Louis Prima.
Every time Rizzo or Gallo hits a home run, they have to play That's Amore.
They should. They definitely should. When the ball hits the sky like a bigger pizza pie, that's
amore. I can't wait.
Here's a question. Here's a question I had that I was thinking for a while. In what series do you think Cashman and Hal was thinking of? Okay, we got to be aggressive buyers at the deadline. Because to be honest, this might shock you. I was thinking about the Boston series, despite us losing. I feel like the way they played Boston, how close it was every single game, even though, we lost, I feel like they saw like a switch. Because in the early on series against Boston, we were getting blown out. Boston was outplaying us. They literally looked like the better team. But as of late, the past two series against Boston, it was kind of a switch. Like, it was low scoring games. Boston wasn't hitting a lot. We were leading throughout the games a lot, but despite of us losing, I feel like Cashman and Howell saw something in those series. Like, listen, I think we can compete with them if we add intriguing players like Rizzo or Gallo. I feel like that could be a difference maker, and who knows, that can change the standings. Even though it would have to take a miracle for us to catch up to Boston, but I feel like those series, like the recent series, made persuaded Hal, listen, we got to be aggressive buyers at the deadline because we have a legit shot here.
Look, if we look at our schedule, I just tweeted it out yesterday, right? Not the full rest of the schedule. I'm like, just look at our next 13 games, right? It's going to be a nice test. We got 2 boppers on the left-handed side now in the lineup. And our next 13 games are against the Marlins, the Orioles, the Kansas City Royals, and the Mariners. Those are our next 4 series. Our next 13 games. These teams are very beatable teams for the Yankees even before we made these moves. But now it's like, hey,
sweet.
Like, you can say what you want. There's going to be haters out there. There's going to be Mets fans and Boston fans if we go on a good run that are saying, oh, they're just getting fat on the lower end teams. It doesn't really, whatever. I don't care. Get fat on the low end teams. That's what everybody's been doing. That's why Boston has been able to build up the lead that they've built up. Same with Tampa Bay. They've gotten fat on the other teams and on us not showing up. So the Yankees need to take advantage. These next 13 games, especially, and then after those 13, we got a big series against the White Sox. That's going to be box office. That's going to be a really big series. The White Sox are 100% going to be looking for revenge from that sweep. Mm-hmm. And we need to be on our A game for that.
They put themselves in a great spot now with these series coming up. And now with this lineup, we can talk about, listen, there's no excuse for this team not to sweep like a Baltimore, like a Royals. There's no excuse in that with this kind of lineup that we have now. So now they put themselves in a great spot. And I'm going to go back to Aaron Boone's famous quote, the season's on the line today, moving forward.
Yeah, no, definitely. They're in a different position now, right? I mean, I'm just sitting here real quick and I'm browsing through Andrew Heaney's stuff and just looking a little about him. His fielding independent pitching says he's actually a lot better than what his numbers showed this year. Right now, his let's see, I just saw it. His FIP for the year, and I think Joe, you might have said this earlier, is 4.05. Yeah. So it's at 4.05 right now for this year. The only real scary part of his game is that he's allowed 16 homers in 94 innings. So that's the only thing that kind of scares you a little bit. And then the last couple of years, I would say I'm more than certain he's just been injured. So this is the most innings he's thrown since 2018 when he threw 180 innings pitched. He had a 4.15 ERA. But even the last couple of years, his fielding independent pitching is always better. The Yankees' defense is also just greatly improved. So all of that could add up to maybe this guy going on a halfway decent run for us and pitching pretty good. I mean, a lefty who strikes guys out, you never really want to turn away. And you never know what that can do for the team going forward. And I again, for what they gave up for it, I see people saying, he sucks, he's this, he's that. I like it. I like the Andrew Heaney deal. I really do. And the Yankees are only getting him for this year. He's a full free agent next year. So again, this is a rental. You
gotta eat. The thing that people don't understand too is that we have to eat innings.
Facts. You need them. You're right.
We gotta eat innings. Michael King is on the IL.
Adam King's pitching blatantly.
No, Michael King. Michael King is on the IL still. Sevy's on his way back, but not back yet. We don't know about Kluber yet. Domingo Germán is still not giving us very many innings, even though his last start at Boston was phenomenal and he did give us a lot of innings. So hopefully that's an indication that that's what he's going to be giving us going forward. Nestor has been phenomenal, but again, there's always been that 5-inning cap on him. So we need innings eaters. And so the Heaney deal is understandable. If you couldn't go out and get that frontline guy, go out and get the cheap back end guy who's going to eat some innings. Because what's happening and people don't realize it is we're trying to eat those innings with our bullpen and they're getting exposed.
Big time. Big time.
And that's not going to work. We saw what happens when you overuse your bullpen. By the time you get to the playoffs, these guys are gassed, and people have already seen all their tricks. So they're coming out, and nobody's like surprised by anything.
Yep.
We got to start hiding, these guys a little bit. Like they've been out a lot. You got to, the bullpen needs to be rested a little bit. I understand the Heaney move for sure.
Definitely. Let me go over a couple of the questions in the comments, and then I want to go to the question I was going to ask before the Cashman comments. The first one here is, how many wins in the next 13 games would you guys be satisfied with? RB, I'll start with you.
Out of 13? Oh, man.
I feel like it's two different options if you want the division or you want the wild card, which obviously we need one of them.
To be honest, we got to have an above 500 record in these 13 wins. I mean, in 13 games.
No doubt about it.
Like you got to out of 13 games. If you can win, 10 out of 13. There's no way you can. Okay, you can't have single digit wins in 13 games. You got to have 10. With this kind of lineup, I'm setting my expectations super high now. Am I by me in the behind? But there's no way you can only have less than 9 wins with this these series coming up. The Royals, the Orioles, Seattle. There's no way. So I was 10.
Yeah, I say the worst. The worst you're looking at is 9-4. At the worst, you don't want to get to the. You don't want to get to the 8-5s. You don't want to get to that area. You don't want to get to that area. So I would say at the minimum amount of wins is 9. Joe, what do you think?
You guys both hit it right on. I'm gonna go ahead and do 9 as well, simply because we don't know what this team's gonna do. Yeah, I think 9 would be the minimum. I really want 10. I don't really want them to lose multiple games against. So it's 4 series, 13 games. So how does that work? 13.
It's like 4. So it's 4 against Seattle.
Okay. So Seattle, I would give Seattle. I don't think we're sweeping Seattle in a 4-game series. I think I'm happy with a 3-1 in that series, even a split. I think that's the series that I'm okay with the loss. But the other series, they just have to go out and sweep. So 9-4 would be the minimum, but I really would appreciate 10-3.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. Let me pull it up just because I was looking at it recently. So we got 3 against the Marlins. I would like 2 out of these 3, right? So that makes us 2-1. I want all 3 against the Orioles. That would make us 5-1. Out of the Mariners series, I want 3 out of the 4. So that would make us what? I'm 5-1. So now 9. No, plus 3. So 8 and 2. And then we got the 3 against the Royals. And I would really, really want a sweep, but 2 sweeps in the next 13 games is probably not going to happen knowing the New York Yankees. So if you go 2-3, 2-1 there, you end up being 10-3 on the next 13 games. Now, how do they end up going 9-4? They lose a game like to the Orioles, which is a series they should probably sweep. Brian Cashman is just trying to piss people off at this point, apparently.
What do you say now?
He said to Brian Hoke that he sees Brett Gardner as the Yankees center fielder.
Oh, my God.
So Aaron Boone will be moving pieces around a lot.
Oh,
all right.
My God.
All right, Brian. Brian, you've gone and done it now. I try to give you the credit and all that stuff, but now, fuck all that. Excuse my French. Brett Gardner is not the center fielder.
You got so many better options. I don't understand. And
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean?
Why is he the last person that sees this?
He's not going to be, because if Stanton's playing left field, there's no way in hell Luke Voigt's sitting. You cannot sit Luke Voigt.
What are we doing? I just want to know what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we what is it? We haven't done enough to fulfill our debt to Brett Gardner? What do we still owe him?
We let Matsui. He kicked Hideki Matsui in the ass. After look at what he did in that postseason, he acted like this guy was some second-rate Yankee. Kicked him to the side.
Gardner has to have something on Cashman and Howe. There's no common sense behind Gardner starting any game.
I mean, hell, let him be the next manager. Let him take over for Boone. I'll be happy that way.
We have Florial.
Jesus.
He's not a center fielder. We have Greg Allen, who's still up here and just hurt. and you option Fleury out. But Greg Allen is the option.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right? He's
Definitely.
the option.
Yeah,
He's
most
the option.
definitely.
Putting Gardner in there for what? Now you can't even use the excuse, oh, we need a lefty in there. Well, we got lefties now. We don't need them.
And
why
would you upgrade your defense to only decrease your defense by putting Gardner back out there? I mean, his arm now is so bad that
you know
teams are just running all over him. They take up at first base. You never see that. You used to see that with who? Damon towards the end of his career if they would do that to him.
Didn't we just see what Gardner did? What Brett Gardner did in left field? That bobble play, the horrible, that drop ball that he did.
Yeah.
But no, let's have him start center field still.
Listen, Gardner had a reputation as one of the best guys.
Gritty ball player. Real ball player.
He was literally one of like the best men in baseball. He had that reputation and he wore it for a lot of years. I'm telling you right now, and I don't know if you guys are going to say it's a hot take or not, you guys in the comments or whatever, but I don't care. He's messing up his reputation in 2021. He is messing up his legacy in 2021 because there is no other excuse than selfishness at this point. It's selfish. At this point, if you're Brett Gardner and you're allowed, I don't care if the Yankees are too damn stupid and blind to see that you just don't have it anymore and you don't belong starting big league games. You, Brett Gardner, as a man, should literally say, listen, guys, that I'm not that guy anymore.
Yep.
I'm not that guy.
Yep. I said that.
I'm not that guy. You got Greg Allen. That guy's come up here. He's hustled. He's hit. You know what? Give the kid a shot the rest of the year. And if you're not going to give him a shot, call Flo back up. Give him a shot the rest of the year. You know what? Our next home, all I ask, our next home series, let me start the first game. It'll be my last game. Let's do a thing. You can say, a thing where let me say goodbye to the fans, last home game or whatever. But as a man, you continuing to do this shit and put yourself out there knowing that you are no longer a major league level baseball player is selfish, especially for a team in the position that the New York Yankees are in, because we are not in the position that Boston is in.
You're spot on. You're spot on.
The Dodgers are in. We don't have that luxury to run guys out there for legacy acts. We don't have that luxury.
You know what I think? You know what I think it is? When they signed Gardner, Gardner asked, "Am I going to get playing time?" And Cashman and Howe probably had to promise him, no matter what happens, injuries or not, you'll be the next man up, no matter what happens. Because it doesn't make sense. I can't fathom common sense.
I was about to say then that's just a bad deal on Hal and Cashman, to be honest, because I mean there's nothing there that shows you. At the end of the day, I mean, I was even talking to my father yesterday and I said the same thing to him. I said, at some point, don't you just look around you and it's like, yeah, I'm not on any of these guys' level anymore. Like there's nothing I'm contributing to. And up until this point, this team been terrible, and you've been one of the reasons why they've struggled so badly. How do you sit there and just keep saying, yeah, they're still putting me in here, putting me in here. I can't do this part no more. Like I have to at some point be realistic and step aside. And then, like Francis even said, you got guys coming up. You got Allen coming in.
He's blocking him.
Who's playing great ball. And it's like, you allowing this kid to just sit on the bench. Then you seeing a kid like Flo, he doesn't get traded. He gets sent down. The kid comes up here, does everything well. Always in 3-2 counts. Never looked overly overmatched.
Even when he strikes out, he doesn't look like Brett Gardner.
And he doesn't look overmatched. He's jacking the ball to left center field. He homers. He's walking. He's stealing bases. He's playing center field. Makes some good plays. But for some reason, there's still some sort of value that you see at this point that is actually, hold on, this is the crazy thing though. They're seeing value on the field. Forget off the field. Forget what he provides in a clubhouse. They're finding value from this dude on the field over a young prospect and a journeyman who actually provides speed and different things to this club that they haven't had.
Pete, and that's why I say it's selfish. I'm not trying to shit on Brett Gardner. I'm saying that Brett Gardner he's taking a dump on his own legacy right now.
Right.
Because me as a fan, Brett Gardner, and people are going to think this is not true. It's true. Brett Gardner was literally one of my favorite Yankees until a couple years ago. And it's not that a couple years ago I started to hate him, but I just started to get upset with, why are we dragging this out? Like, okay, I understand like the last 1 year contract, like, okay, last year, let's get it. one more shot at the thing. Okay, we didn't get it. Oh, another 1 year. Okay, with an option for a second year. Okay, 2020. Oh, he's still here. All right, 2021. Wow, you're still here. What do we do? Like, you had a full career, bro. You won a World Series with this team. You have played for years. Greg Allen is a journeyman. He's never had a shot. He finally gets a shot, and he's making the most of it, bro. He's freaking running. He's hitting well. He's playing plus defense. He fits in the dugout in the locker room with the guy. He looks good out there. For once, he gets a shot and he's taking advantage. And you're gonna block that? A man who already had his whole career, you're gonna block this kid's shot for what? It's vanity at this point. You're not doing good, bro. You suck. I'm sorry. Like,
facts.
You're spot on, Francis. I also want to say, I mean, as part of the younger generation, like the new generation of baseball, Gardner was my favorite player while playing baseball. I wore his number even because of that. But just like the last couple of years, exactly what you said, Francis, I don't know how you keep doing that as a man that who had the reputation of being one of the greatest men, not greatest men, but that type of man.
A man's man.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly. But I mean, man. You look at it now and it's like, it sucks because I don't want to give him hate, but I mean, how do you not?
That's what I'm saying. He's putting us fans in the position as Yankee fans that we have to do something that we do not like to do, contrary to popular belief. Because I know the belief outside of our circle is that, Yankee fans, they bash on their players more than everybody else. They hate their guys. Shut the fuck. You don't know what you're talking about. All right. When somebody puts on pinstripes, when somebody puts on these road grays, I go to bat for them in ways that you will never understand. Even when I know that deep down, something that you're saying might be factual, might be whatever. If you're not from this cloth, I don't let you talk down on my players. That's how I'm built.
Yep.
I'm not going to let a Met fan tell me about how bad Giancarlo is without me going and shitting on whoever's doing bad in your lineup.
Lindor.
I don't care. That's how it is. And I've defended Gardner. I've been that dude, but it's like, bro, now you're putting me in a position where it's like, I can't defend this, bro.
Francis, you know what are some of the excuses that people come at me when I'm saying that why is Gardner still playing? People come at me saying he stays healthy, unlike our other fielders. He stays healthy consistently. But is he performing? Hell no. Batted 194 with 200.
Okay, but here's my response to people that say that. Well, then good. He's a fourth outfielder, and that's what he should be.
That's great.
So if there's somebody else in AAA when an outfielder gets injured, they should be the starter, and Brett Gardner should be the backup at this point.
That's my response. I don't have a problem with Gardner in the team, but he's a permanent bench player, fourth option.
You know what's actually an amazing time to see who an Estevan Florial is right now. Guess what? He speaks,
in a lineup like this,
he speaks tremendous English. So there's no issue there when it comes to Gardner putting him under his wing and saying, hey, kid, you're the center fielder, not me no more. But I'm going to be the guy that's going to be on your ass. That's the role he needs to play.
He's even told Gardner when at times Florial and Gardner play in the outfield, he's been telling Flo, hey, this is your ball. You get it. I don't have it no more. He knows that himself. But it's just like the pride. I don't know what it is. Like, dude, you're literally damaging this team. You're causing us wins. Man up and face the fact. You're no longer the prime Gardner back then.
If Gardner's
okay, be in a bench, be a good teammate, cheer your teammates on, and that's it. But you're no longer the starter. There's no need for you to be starting at all now.
Hey, everybody has that day when they no longer got it. You know what I mean? Look, I look at my childhood heroes. Hulk Hogan, he ain't out there no more. Ric Flair. Look at poor Ric Flair now. Ric Flair ain't going out there saying, I'm the jet flying, limousine riding son of a gun. That ain't it no more. But, at the end of the day, I think Gardner does fit a role in this club. But I think that role has been overused to a disgusting amount of levels.
Exactly.
And I bring up again, I bring up Florial speaking such good English as because that wouldn't be a barrier for them. Gardner's a perfect guy to bring a young center field into the picture. A perfect guy. Lefty bat. Speed.
And then adding Flo to this lineup. Another lefty. Makes them much special.
Yeah, but I'm saying the protection. We haven't even touched that. you want to see Flo's potential as a young put him in a lineup with Aaron Judge, DJ LeMahieu, Giancarlo Stanton, Joey Gallo, Anthony Rizzo, Gleyber Torres. Like put him in a lineup where there's all these guys that you have to pitch carefully to, and Florial is the guy that you have to pick a guy to take a break on, and he's the guy you pick. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah,
and I guarantee
Florial might be a guy who makes a starter throw 20 extra pitches.
Exactly.
And then adding Florial as a ninth hitter, that's dangerous. Because let's say Florial gets on base. Now you're going on top of the rotation, top of the starter lineup with nothing but power hitters.
I loved the games that we had Greg Allen batting ninth. Yeah. When Greg Allen would get on base and it would turn around right to DJ, I'm like, whoa, man, this looks good.
What does Allen be doing? A ninth hitter, doubles and triples, stealing bases. And then
waiting for the fastball. Allen just there. He struggles with the breaking ball. I understand. I see why he's been a journeyman.
Yeah.
He really can't seem to hit a good curveball or a slider. That's cool. He waits for that fastball, and when he gets it, he doesn't miss it.
Exactly. But I want to say something real off topic in regards to the story that he said, if you don't mind, Pete.
Please, go ahead. He
said, "I'm confused, and I don't have really anything good to say about the situation and how it's unfolded."
Wow.
Oh, you know what that means.
Before we jump into that, since we're on Flo, and I'm not going to talk about it long, but I just want to throw his numbers out there for a reason. 20 at bats, he batted 300. But here's the interesting about Florial: 6 strikeouts, 5 walks. He slugged .550, a homer, 2 doubles, drove the ball. Even his outs were hard hit. He got robbed the base hit, if I remember, to second base, a dive, stopped the base hit there. Drove the ball to deep left center field, tapped it out there. But anyway, that's just my point on that, because it's not like this kid was up here and he was just getting dominated at this level. There was no look of that. And when you know the minor leagues like I've been able to, and I got evaluated so I'm able to reach out to see where guys are at. The one thing Eli even said this, the one thing that you saw with Florial was that this is the first year he's actually shown that legitimate progression to being that type of guy. But going to Story real quickly. Wow. I just got to say wow to that one. I'm throwing some Trevor Story stuff on the screen, but wow, holy crap, he's right. He got every single right in the world to be upset.
It's a slap in the face.
He thought he was going to be a Yankee.
He thought he was going to be somebody.
He thought, I'm going to come out and say, listen, y'all can say, oh, Yankee bite, whatever. I truly believe that's the response to somebody who was like, bro, he saw Gallo come here. He saw Rizzo come here, and he's like, yo, and I'm the next guy to go there.
I thought it was going to happen. I really believed it was going to happen.
Me too. Because
somebody,
how they don't do it.
What's up,
how they wouldn't do it.
Somebody tweeted Trevor Story is the new Britney Spears. Oh my God.
It's what? What was that?
It's the new Britney Spears.
Free Trevor.
He's in lockdown?
Yeah.
Free Trevor. Free Story.
I don't know if you guys know, DJ was recruiting Story.
He was, yeah.
I think they went. We know, we know that they go and check with the players.
I guarantee you, Story himself knew, okay, any day now I'm going to the Yankees. Any day now. So can you imagine the GM giving him a qualifying offer? You probably would slap him with that.
Oh, he's not.
I think he's going to take it. I think he's going to take it on the way out and be like, thanks, I need something to wipe my ass with on the plane to New York.
Yeah. I mean, that's wow. Yeah, because that's just a damn joke.
Do we think the Yankees would even talk to any of these shortstops this winter?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Look, Joe, we didn't blow through the tax.
No, I know.
We got money coming off the books. We got money coming off the books, and we didn't blow through the tax. And we've got tradable pieces like this.
Cashman did say to possibly come into for this trade deadline, possibly looking to add a shortstop. He didn't say starting shortstop or a backup. He just said shortstop. Yeah. And the fact that they were in a Story this whole time just tells you something. Hey, free agent in wintertime, Story, Seager, who knows?
You think Story reaches that $200 million?
Maybe.
I'm not sure on that, especially with the down year.
He's young. He's young, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's young. And it's like
they're all the same age, like near this at 28.
Well, because Correa's the youngest. Correa's like.
I think Correa is gonna get definitely past 200.
Correa's gonna get paid.
He's getting paid.
But my question is like, who's paying him? Like, because all the big spenders have a shortstop. that like they're with. So it's like San Francisco is willing to spend money, we know, and I think the Angels will be willing to spend money, we know. Like, okay,
Texas is another team. They're gonna spend like crazy.
Texas should spend if they're
The
smart.
Rangers?
Yeah, I can see the Rangers picking up one of them. Why not? They just got the new stadium. They got a ton of money. They never put anything out there yet. They never put none of that money anywhere.
The only reason I'm hesitant is because it's like, okay, but do the Rangers feel like they're contending 2022 or 2023?
Probably, but why wouldn't you pick up one of those guys then if they're willing to go there?
Now with their star gone, yeah. I think
remember, Leiter is going to be in the major leagues next year.
Exactly.
Leiter, they're not going to give Leiter a full year in the minor leagues unless he somehow gets hammered. Leiter's ready. Leiter should be pitching. He'll be pitching in most major league rotations right now.
And here's another thing.
I feel like I don't know why, and I could be wrong. But if I was a betting man, I don't think he starts the season up for Texas.
No, I don't think so either.
You mean like halfway through the year?
Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be there next year.
Okay, yeah.
So
I can get behind that.
So
I can get behind
if I'm ownership of that club, I'm looking at my team. Dane Dunning is having a great year as a starting one of the young starting pitchers.
Adolis Garcia, pretty good.
Correct.
Pretty good year.
Yeah, good.
They got those guys. So then you look at the team. You look at some of the trades they made already, where they're trying to build to. If I can add a Trevor Story, let's just throw a name like that out there as a shortstop. I'm now building with the idea that I already know Leiter is going to be a major star. Now I'm giving my fans even more hope. But look, we do expect in the next 2 to 3 years to be one of the top teams in the league. The Rangers aren't broke. They got a lot of friggin' money. They got a lot of money.
They do. It's just thinking back, like their history with like the big contract. So it's like, I don't know. I just like try to factor in everything. Like, are they like, because a lot of teams say that they're going to spend whatever, like, and then like the time comes and it's like you're watching and waiting and it doesn't happen. So it's like, do the Texas Rangers have money? I'm not arguing that. My thing is like, I'm not sold 100% that they're spending that way. Like like they have the money. I'm just not sold like that. Like I'm 100% sold like the Angels they're going to try. I'm not saying they're going to get somebody. They're going to try. San Francisco is going to try. Not saying they get anyone, but for sure they're going to try. I don't know that the Yankees try. They might. We have the money. I think we have the money. Why not? But I don't know. And then who else?
But here's where I see too with the Yankees though that people are forgetting about. I don't think there's anywhere in the world you trade for Anthony Rizzo and you don't re-sign him. And maybe somebody will say, you're talking too far. You don't find first baseman like this. This is not some rink-a-dink first baseman that you're looking to fill. There's no way in the world that you don't bring Anthony Rizzo in, knowing what defense means at first base, and not like he's a bad bat. He's an excellent bat. He's a total package at first base. Exactly. You don't bring that guy in knowing you're not going to bring this guy back. You have to bring Anthony Rizzo back. But then remember this. Gio is very movable. Gio Urshela is very movable. And he's sexy to a lot of teams. The Yankees may not see him being that sexy because he's injured a lot for him too. Yeah. He's cheap. I understand. But if the Yankees sit back and go, we want to keep Gleyber Torres. The one thing we don't like about Gleyber is the way he plays shortstop. You could still move him to second base and move DJ LeMahieu to third base, who's a very good third baseman. It's like Paul O'Neill said, he's right. All you got to do is give Gio a glove and say play there, and he's going to play it at above average level. I would have no concern about DJ LeMahieu going 2 or 3 more years even being the third baseman for this club. No concern whatsoever.
You being right, too. I was going to ask you guys, when do we start seeing DJ playing first permanently?
DJ playing first?
Yeah.
That ain't happening now. I don't think that's happening anytime soon now.
Well, before Rizzo. Before Rizzo
today. It would have been today. He would have been playing first base now going forward.
Yeah, like you said, Pete, I don't mind that at all.
Or with Voit coming back, maybe that would have threw a little something into it. But yeah, I think that's where it is.
That's what I'm right there with. There's no way I'm letting Rizzo walk. No way.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Not at all. Not at all. So here's the question I got to ask you guys. And I want to be able to ask you guys this question. And we'll probably start to wrap it up here. But I think this is a really good question to talk about. Out of Rizzo and Gallo, what is the best option for these guys? Who is the best option for them right now? Is it who? I'm sorry, not who's the best option. I got somebody at my door and he doesn't see what I'm doing. The moron, go away, please. What the hell are you doing? You're just staring at me. But out of Rizzo and Gallo, who is the better player? Who's going to be the better performer for the remainder of this year? If you had to choose one of them, sorry, that kind of flustered me a little bit. Who is going to be the better player going forward for this remaining season? Who has the bigger impact?
I'll probably have to say Gallo.
Gallo, okay.
Man, but that's a good question. I don't know.
See, I'm going to go Gallo too, but I don't think you could ever count Rizzo out of anything, especially him being a rental. I mean, I guess a rental in his eyes. I think he's going to come here. I think it's going to let it spark. And I think he's going to give it his all. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rizzo does perform a little better, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference. I think they're both going to perform really well. But, I mean, at the end, I'd assume it would be Gallo just because of his slugging, his on base, and just him having another great year.
The only difference advantage that Rizzo has, if you guys were to say Rizzo, I wouldn't mind, is because Rizzo puts the ball in play.
Yeah, that's the only reason I had. I wouldn't be surprised.
He barely strikes out. Unlike Gallo, yeah, he has a high slug percentage, but he does strike out a lot. Unlike Rizzo, he puts the ball in play no matter what. So because of that reason, and I can see Rizzo having a better season, half of the season, but I don't know. To be honest, can you go wrong with either?
No, you can. But here's my thing. Then there's a couple of different ways to look at this. I think overall, Anthony Rizzo's the better player overall, in my opinion, just because I think the contact means so much to the Yankees, and he does that. And I think his leadership quality is off the charts. I don't think people are talking about that enough. I think it's absolutely off the charts. The other thing is when it comes to Gallo, I'm trying to sit here and remember, has Gallo ever had protection in the lineup like this?
No, it's all him.
So that's a scary thought to think about. So I'm very interested to see how that plays out because my dad's against this. So Pops, you in the boat with A-Rod, baby. You against Gallo being a Yankee, Pop Simonetti. So if you're watching it, I know you're against Gallo being a Yankee. My dad doesn't like Italians a lot for some reason. I don't think he's a big maybe he has something to do against the Italians, his own people. I don't know. But the thing about Gallo that again I'm interested to see that is how he's going to perform in being protected by an Aaron Judge. You got to pitch to him. You got to try to strike him out. You really got to go at. He might see more fastballs now.
But that's why I say Gallo will have a better season because in a sense he never had protection in Texas. In this case, he has all the protection in the world, so he probably will feel less pressure, not having all that weight on him. Okay, I'm the offense. If I don't hit home runs, we lose. I'm in the Yankees lineup now. If I don't hit home runs, hey, the guy behind me has my back, can hit a home run, or the guy in front of me. So I think that's the reason why I picked Gallo because there's less pressure for him in the lineup. He doesn't have to overthink or go crazy. Now he can just probably lay back, relax a little bit. The guy in front of me or the guy behind me has my back if I strike out or don't hit a home run. That's another reason why I picked Gallo. But you're right as well with Rizzo. So there's no wrong answer.
And Ruben says this has to be the largest outfield ever. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Got to be no doubt about it. Got to be the largest, biggest outfield of all time. Joe, what do you think on that question?
With the Gallo and
yeah.
So, I mean, I think Gallo at the end performs better, but I think Anthony Rizzo holds a much more bigger position when it comes to inside the clubhouse.
Right.
I think that makes a big difference. But at the end, I think Gallo's gonna perform better. He's also having probably what is his best year in his career, so I think he continues that.
And Francis,
go
ahead, Joe.
I don't really look at batting average. But their batting average, I think it's the only thing that Rizzo would hold against him, and then putting the ball in play. But I mean, Gallo's walks makes up for him not putting the ball in play. I think he has 74 walks this year, which leads the league.
Yep.
And he's 2 shy from beating his record from 2017.
So my pop's prediction on that is that they didn't have to pitch to him. So it made it easier for him to walk. But yeah. I think the double-edged blade on that one is, what kind of damage does he do when you have to pitch to him?
A good point.
And we really haven't seen him in this massive lineup yet. Francis, who do you got on that one?
I gotta go Rizzo.
He goes Rizzo. You seem like you would be a Rizzo guy.
I gotta go Rizzo. I'm gonna tell you why. I like Gallo a lot, and Gallo's gonna be our guy. Like, that's for sure, right? Because he's here through next year too.
Yep.
Right. We don't know yet with Rizzo, but I have a feeling we don't let him go. I hope. I'll pray. I gotta go Rizzo. Why? Because I think putting the ball in play is just, it's underrated. I think the problem with the Yankees for the last couple of years has been that they greatly underrate putting the ball in play, and that's why we never had guys bunt. We never tried hitting runs. Like, everything is like uppercut, launch angle. Let's try to put one in the seats, or anything else is not worth it. And it's like, nah, man. Like, I think when you got a guy like Anthony Rizzo who's okay, like putting a ball over your second baseman's head, or even maybe trying to go the other way, maybe not successfully all the time, but at least trying, like, that's dangerous. And in a lineup that features a lot of guys who can, like, kill you with the thump, like, he's a guy who, like, a pitcher might, like, make a mistake too, right? More so than, like, Gallo, because it looks like the way that we're batting them tonight, at least, right? I think essentially it'll be LeMahieu, Gallo, Judge, and then we'll get to Rizzo. You got to go through a gauntlet just to get to Rizzo, right? I think if they were smarter, you put Stanton in front of Rizzo, because Rizzo protects Stanton, and I think that Rizzo doesn't lose anything from batting behind Stanton because he's just that good of a hitter. And that's ultimately why I pick him to do better. I'm not saying that Gallo is going to do bad. I think Gallo's going to tear it up. I really think he's going to tear it up, especially, like, going back to the thing about A-Rod and then him coming and choosing 13. Like, I think he's coming here with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Like, yeah, bro, like, okay, y'all talking about I'm not about to, like, do well out here. I'm not about to change things. Like, okay, we'll see. Like, so I think Gallo's going to do it. I just think Rizzo's probably going to do it a little bit better. And Rizzo just started to get hot, like, right before trade.
Correct.
He just started getting hot.
So, Joe, you said, who did you say?
I'm going to go with Gallo.
You're going with Gallo. So we got a split, right? We got 2-2. We got 2-2. We got 2-2 on what we think is going to happen overall for who does better. Now, at the end of the day,
I like the way Rizzo puts the ball in play, but I'm going to take the home runs driven in, and his walks over the.
Do you guys see Rizzo's power going up with the Yankees?
I think it does.
Yeah.
Wrigley's a wonderful field to hit at. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's some giant stadium.
Rizzo was never. Oh, you could go, RB.
No. I was gonna say, it's just, I really do feel like Gallo and Rizzo numbers will go up. It's because of since the fact they're both lefties, and that right porch is just a gift for them. Like, I don't go by comparisons. Oh, if you hit here, if these home runs and the Yankees would have been like 30 home runs, I really do feel like Rizzo puts the ball in play no matter what. So I feel like, yes, Rizzo's number will go up, and especially Gallo's as well. Yep. So I'll say both of them, yeah.
And Ruben says, thank you for the super chat. He says all of our outfielders have rifles for arms for now until Gardner's in there. Until Gardner's in there.
I think I like Rizzo even more because, I mean, you guys probably know this, but looking through his years in the big leagues, he doesn't get hurt. He plays a lot of games.
No,
he plays a lot of games.
So I think I'm feeling a 3-4 here.
Yeah, I like it. Are you
favoring Rizzy? Are you going with Rizzo?
I like Rizzo. I always did.
They're both Italian, Joe. Don't worry. You could choose whoever you want, baby. It's all right.
I think we get both for the long run at the end.
Wait. You mean re-signing both of them?
I think. I mean, I could see it.
They're
going to spend. They're going to spend.
Here's a question. I know it's super early. I know, But I brought up this question in group chat.
Dominguez, are you talking about Dominguez already?
Who, me?
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you might
Oh,
say
no,
like
no, no, no.
Dominguez is the outfield,
No,
the jam.
It's regarding Gallo and Judge. And I asked you a question. I think it was you guys in the group chat. Yeah. Do you see Cashman and Howe signing both Judge and Gallo?
You know, I had a issue with remember Pops. I told you guys Pops said that he got a feeling that they got Stanton and then they're just gonna let Judge walk. Gary Sheffield Jr. when me and Francis, he brought up too many good points, and I was like, you know what? There's no way they ever let Judge go. He makes them way too much money. He makes them way.
That's what I was about to
money.
go to with Gallo.
It would be
Gallo
so
would make them
stupid.
even more money.
He would. I mean, they got to create. I know the Yankee Stadium. They got expensive food choices. They got to have a sandwich shop out there now. If they don't capitalize on the Italian market and get like a little sandwich shop out there, they're out their minds. They would be. I'm not even saying that joking around. That would make too much damn sense to put like a little sandwich shop. I don't care what you call it, but they got to have like fresh bread being baked that you could smell
fresh
it from home plate.
Sausage and peppers.
I'm telling you, prosciutto, everything. You just have all the prosciutto out there, everything. Gabagool, fresh gabagool stand.
You guys are killing me. You guys are killing me right now.
You got you good. But
with Sheffield saying the same thing with Judge, I mean, it's the same thing with Gallo. Gallo would bring that big market type of player, and I think the team would make a lot off of Gallo where they would extend them.
I could see
because what is realistically Gallo's gonna seek once he hits free agent if he hits it. What are we talking about?
A lot.
Well, if they get rid of Hicks, I mean, now they don't have an excuse to get to not extend them. They get rid of that Hicks contract. That's $10 million. That could be
that was one of the issues that I had for Gallo. If they trade Gallo, they trade for Gallo. What does that mean for Judge? Now, are they going to sign both? Is Judge willing to take a discount, which I don't think so, or they're going to trade Judge?
No,
that's why
they won't trade. Judge isn't going anywhere.
They won't trade Judgy. I think they re-signed Judgy. Look, guys, we got the Judges Chambers in right field. Like,
right.
He's letting Judge walk or trade, like that involves a lot. That's why at the beginning not the beginning, but like a couple months back when we were saying like they might have to consider trading Judge, like that's a really big deal. And that's why we were saying like things are really bad when you have to consider trading a player of Judge's caliber because you've messed up so royally on the roster that you've constructed.
Yep.
Now that they've reconstructed that roster on the fly at this trade deadline, we're going to get a chance to see what this lineup looks like with left-handers to balance it out, what Aaron Judge looks like with left-handers to balance him out.
Yep.
And I don't think the Yankees are going to be able to walk away from that. It's too intoxicating. I mean, you got a guy standing 6'7" or whatever, like good looking, strong. He's out there, got a good glove, nice bat, could bat second or third in your lineup. Like he's got the star power. I don't know how you let that walk. And then again, these are the New York Yankees. That doesn't mean that you got to choose between Judge and Gallo. And this is my thing. It's been my thing the last couple of years. Like, we're not we shouldn't be penny pinching, bro. Like when the time comes and we got to make a decision, and if both these guys produce, the decision should be how much do you need? How much do you need? Sign on the dotted line. Let's run it back. You're our boys now. This is our outfield. These are the new M&M boys. Judge, Stanton, that didn't work. We got Judge and Gallo now. Let's see how that works. Let's do that. It's the New York Yankees. They got money. They have money. Yeah. All it's going to take is money. It's not going to take prospect capital. It's not going to. It's all it's going to take is money, and they have a lot of it, and they saved a lot of it this year.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even more coming off the books next year.
Yeah.
And when you think about the future, not to like elongate it, but like when you think about the future, those last I think it's the last like 5 years or something like that or whatever of Stanton's contract. I think that's when like the hit goes lower.
Yeah, it does.
Like all this stuff factors in.
So what Ruben said real quick, Judge is bigger for the pockets than Gallo. I would agree on that.
Oh no, I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I think Gallo would benefit their pockets even more.
Of course, yeah. Gallo would. He's a big time player. No, he's a big time player. I just think the level. It would almost be stupid for the Yankees to let Judge walk because he's just marketing. That's all marketing right there. You're letting money walk away with them if you do that. So that's not going to happen. But the last thing,
I think keep them.
Good.
Keep them all.
Yeah, why not? If they perform, keep them all. So the last thing to go over today, I got one fun one, and just talking briefly about the Marlins starting pitcher tonight, Zach Thompson. The Yankees have never faced him. Nobody in this lineup has faced Thompson. So new, doing very well this year. 2-3, 2.45 ERA, and Jameson Taillon on the mound now with another good start, get his ERA closer to under 4. Unbelievable that we're at this point, but that's how good Jameson Taillon has been, and I'm so happy because when they made that deal, guys, I was so excited about it because I'm like, if this guy's who he is a hell of a deal for the Yankees. It just took him time to really get that command right, and that's the difference recently. So I want to ask you guys this question. Everybody has to make a prediction. We got 2 predictions here. 2 of them, okay? 2 predictions to make. First one is today's game. Does Gallo or Rizzo homer, and which one does? And the second one is, do the Yankees with these additions, make the playoffs? RB, I'm going to start with you.
You said Gallo or Rizzo?
Which one homers? If one of them homers tonight, who is it?
I'm going to pick Gallo, homers, and hell yes, they make the playoffs.
I like it. A lot of enthusiasm on that one. He went with the hell yes. Joe, what do you got?
It's a tough one, but I think in the beginning of the live, or I think it was just me and you actually. Before we started the live, I said Gallo is definitely going deep today.
Yep, you did.
I think it's that opening statement. I think that's what this team needs, and I think he's going to provide that. It's a new chapter. This is what it is right here. And do we make the playoffs? Yeah, we're making the playoffs. With this team, I don't think there's a choice. I think they know with the players that we had before, I think they're ready because they see that they can do this. I think it's a new chapter. And I think it's a good chapter, hopefully.
Yeah, it's like what you said, P. I'm sorry that I know Francis is next. If this team doesn't make the playoff with this kind of lineup now, if I'm Judge Stanton and I see that Gallo and Rizzo is in my clubhouse, like how can you not be pumped?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
This is the time where everybody's pumped. All right, let's get this rolling now. Let's start this streak. Let's go. Let's make a run here. That's why I will be shocked if this team doesn't make the postseason. Shocked.
And I wouldn't be shocked if the Red Sox fall out and we take this division back. I know it's a little bit of a stretch, but I wouldn't be shocked.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's baseball, Susan.
Yeah.
I think this team's pumped.
I will go with we said who's going to homer tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's out of the Gallo or Rizzo. If one of them homer, who is it?
I go Gallo. And what was the second one? It was
playoffs.
Oh, are we going to make the playoffs? Yeah. I second Arby's. Hell yes. I think we got a lot of – listen, we just the biggest vote of confidence was what happened these past couple of days. All year, we've listened to Aaron Boone, freaking yap aimlessly about how much he knows the guys in the room and he believes the guys in the room and all this nonsense and yada, yada. I don't care about none of that shit. And I don't think the players care about none of that shit. It's just talk. It's just fluff, a bunch of puff pieces, but it really means nothing at the end of the day. When your management and front office and owner, well, let's take owner out of it. We didn't add any payroll. But when management and front office goes to war for you the way that Cashman and his cohort went to war for the guys in that room, even if it was just to save his ass and maybe, save some face with this super right-handed lineup, knowing that if he gets a couple lefties in there, a lot of these righties are going to start to look a lot better. For whatever reason, doesn't matter. He went and did it. And that's a vote of confidence. Like Joe just said, if you're Judge, if you're Stanton, if you're Torres, you haven't played up to your potential this year. And this team went out and grabbed 2 huge left-handed bats so that your ass can be playing in October.
Oh, I want to go back to that. And us as fans, diehard fans, we live for this. We feel it. We feel it. So imagine what they feel in there.
That's true.
They got to be more pumped up than us.
So here's my prediction for the game, okay? Rizzo homers in his first at bat.
Woo!
Whoa, Rizzo. Okay.
Rizzo homers in his first at bat. I'm telling you, he's gonna break out the old sausage, and he's gonna drill one so deep to right field It's going to look like the friggin' Field of Dreams, the Natural movie. The lights are going to blow up, but when it happens, all you're going to hear on it.
Now I'm excited for the Dreams game. I wasn't excited for it before.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm more excited for that one now. When it comes to the Yankees making a postseason, I believe they do, but I tell you what, folks, I have my concerns still. I really do. I still have my concerns. And call me the sourpuss of the group. I don't care. You could do that. I got my concerns with this group still. I still do. I got concerns with I don't see how the hell it's possible, to be honest, that they don't play with a huge amount of energy, more energetic than they've been all year. Still worried about Boone and company.
Boone is still there.
I'm still worried about Boone and I've made a prediction. And I will stick to it. They will never win under Boone. And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first person happy to say I was wrong. Anyone could diss on me all you want. I'll be happy as hell to say I was wrong.
Do you want to go back to the what Ozzie Jr. said? What if because he said he was close with Boone and Boone's like a good baseball guy and this is Boone's last year. What if Boone just says fuck it? We got all these guys now. I'm not listening to them.
He should.
I'm gonna do my own. That's what he should do.
He should have been doing
Boone,
that.
I'm doing my own thing.
Maybe. I mean, we don't know.
Maybe we see something different.
But we'll see that on the field. We'll see the difference of enthusiasm on the field. We've seen this team win great games, and then they come back and they lose. Nobody showed up to play. So
exactly.
Until I see something different there, my hopes are very high right now. But I think they'll be a lot higher if we come out today, beat the hell out of this team, and then go like Arby said, 10-3, 11-2. You better believe it. You better believe it. Then it's go time.
Now, if we go 11, if we do that, we're coming back to the division. If we go 11-2,
look, I'm telling you right now, we got. It's like I don't want to like get people like too high on it or whatever because at the end of the day, look, anything. It's baseball and anything can happen. And look, our bullpen, we improved maybe. We might have gotten worse because we lost Sessa, and neither of the guys that we added to the bullpen had Sessa's numbers. So our bullpen could have actually regressed, right? If we take a reality pill right now, our bullpen could regress, and maybe Cole has a couple more clunkers. We don't know. These things happen, and all of that is possible, right? So if they don't make the playoffs, we can't also be surprised that they don't make the playoffs, right? Because you still got to go out there and win the games. But all that being said, guys, I look at this schedule and I'm telling you, man, our next 13, I already told you, right, what those look like. And then after that, we got the 3 against the White Sox. We got one random game against the Angels because of the rain out. So when they were over here, and then we have a series against Boston. So it'll be essentially White Sox to Boston. That's a big, stretch of games right there. After we get through this easier stretch, we'll have the White Sox, 1 game against the Angels, 3 against Boston. Now, 2 of those are a doubleheader, so it's 14 innings that will decide that. The Yankees, in a lot of these games against Boston, the first 7 that we played them since the All-Star break, after 7 innings, we were in the lead.
Facts.
So it's very possible that when we get to that Boston series or whatever, we take 2 out of those 3 or take 3 or take all 3 because of that doubleheader and us not giving Boston enough time to get back into the game like we just did the last time we played them. After that, we got 4 against the Twins. The Twins are not the same Twins that we played back when we already beat them.
Right.
They're not the same right now.
That's right.
So we got 4 against the Twins. We got 2 against the Braves, who got a lot better. That's going to be a really tough series. And then we got 4 against the A's. 4 against the A's. So that stretch right there, Twins, Braves, and A's, going to tell us a lot because it's right there at the end of August. It's going to tell us a lot. We're supposed to beat the Twins. I'll take a split from the Braves, but the Athletics are a team that we're fighting with. We got to take at the very least we gotta split that, but we need to take 3 out of those 4.
Yep.
And then we got the Angels again. So
I think Boston's record, schedule moving forward is difficult. One of the hardest ones, I believe. I'm not sure.
No, it's a lot tougher.
And us,
Boston got a tough schedule ahead of them.
Boston has a gauntlet left, and that's why I was like so surprised that they weren't more aggressive on the starting pitching market. But they have a gauntlet left.
I'll be the first to say with this lineup, if this lineup clicks like the way we all hope they click,
or the way they should, I mean,
if I'm Boston, I'll be terrified. I'll be terrified.
Guys, look, September, We got Orioles again twice.
Yeah.
We have the Indians and Texas mixed in there. It's like, look, yes, we have a series. We have to end the season. To end the season, our last 6 are on the road against Boston and Toronto. That's gonna be
Guys,
gonna be
I just gotta say one thing real quick. I'm just thinking about this in my head. How lucky are we today to be Yankee fans, though? I'm sitting here looking at this. We just friggin' added Joey Gallo and Anthony Rizzo to this lineup. And even looking at the lineup right now, I'm almost laughing at myself because I'm like, we getting Voit back and Gio and DJ's not in it. So this is just the regular 9. Listen to this real quick. This is stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid.
We back.
Let's just listen. Gleyber Torres, forget the order. It's not even about the order. Gleyber Torres, Joey Gallo, Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, Gary Sanchez, Giovanni Urshela. That is stupid. That is so friggin' stupid. We went from Wade, even Flo. I love Flory. I love Allen, Lamar. All of these guys filling in to that.
Castro.
Look, Castro to that. To that
and
lineup.
Cash is done for the year.
He's done for the year.
Yeah, he's done.
That is stupid. That is so stupid to even think about that. That's our lineup moving forward, very likely. Because I know Cashman's out saying all center fielder is Bubba Crosby again. No, bro. The center fielder is going to be Gallo or Judge because there's no way you put him Voigt's ass on the bench if he's healthy. No way in hell.
Nope.
That is stupid. That is absolutely insane.
That is why I'm saying Boston should be terrifying. If the Yankees click, they should be terrified. Even though they got a big lead, I think 9 games, watch out. Because the Yankees will make a run. And who knows? This is baseball. The weirdest thing has happened before. If we can make this run, Boston, watch out.
Boone doesn't get the nice guy excuse no more. That's it.
We got 9. Yeah, I mean, the thing with Boston that you have to understand is that, yeah, they got a big lead against us, but we got 6 games left to play them because we started playing them so late in the year.
Yep, that's right.
Which worked to our favor. Because if we would have played most of our games against Boston already, that 9 games could easily be 13.
Exactly.
We weren't like we won the series against them coming out of the All-Star break, and we took a game instead of getting swept in all 4, in Boston the last time we were there, and we were in all of those games,
every one of them.
Right?
Yeah.
So it could have easily have been 3-1 instead of 1-3, right? So yeah, there's 6 games left against Boston. We got to take care of business. Like
that is why I said earlier, and I asked you guys that. Which series do you guys think Hal and Cashman said, you know what? We got to be aggressive buyers because
the one
we
you
have
said.
a shot here.
I believe it was the one you said too. I think it was the Red Sox.
Has to be that Boston series.
Yeah.
Has to be that because that was the series that I think proved what they've been telling themselves but didn't really know.
Yep.
Which is that this team is a lot closer than it looks. Like the numbers and the peripherals look bad, but eye test looking at this team on the field against the team who's the best right now in the American League and in the AL, they're right there and could be better. It's just one thing not going their way here and another thing not going their way here and the wrong button pressed here. And it's like everything flips on its head.
But and right now, everything's going to fall on Boone now, moving forward.
Oh, undoubtedly it does. There's no way. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the Yankees could have been sending a message without sending a message. Really. Yeah. Because Cashman said, look, my job has been done. We could talk shit about how all we want, go over the thing or not go over the thing. The trades were made. You know what I mean?
And this should be
they did all that.
They should give a boost of confidence and energy to the players themselves. They're like, wait, they were aggressive buyers. They believe in us. They believe that we have a legit shot at making a deep run. Now is their time to perform and Boone to make the right decisions as a manager.
Facts. All right, fam. Well, that's all I got for this beautiful episode that we had today. If anybody got anything else, let us know.
Last one is off topic. I remember in the beginning I said who was the last one to wear 48?
Canely.
It was Canely.
Oh man, we all forgot about Tommy Tight Pants.
Tommy Tight Pants.
That's on us. That's on us. And you know
Yeah,
what? I feel bad for getting that.
Yeah, Ruben Cruz on the comment said Canley, and
That's where I saw it. Yep. That's where I saw it too. Good old Ruben. Good old Ruben. We see you, Rube.
Why did Canley, bro? You shouldn't have left this team, man.
It was a Tommy John. They probably didn't even offer him anything.
Probably not.
Wait, remember he elected that free agency.
He did.
Anyway, let's wrap it. My bad. I'm just.
You good? You good?
Mine is going now. I miss Tommy.
You good, man. Everybody missed Tommy Canley, man. But awesome job, everybody, and everybody in the chats. Everybody, subscribing, constant communication. All the people we've had since the deadline. My goodness, it has been absolutely awesome. Everything the team is doing. And everything that the support that you guys are showing means the world to us. So keep sharing everything. Keep following all these fellas. Joe's behind right now in the follows. We need to get Joe up there. We got to get Joe up to well over 100. Francis has been just increasing a ton. Arby's up there with almost 1,500, right? You almost closing in on 1,500, Arby.
13.
1,300. I'm about to hit 45. I'm about to hit 45. Go. Yeah, so we're all getting there. And
I can't even dream about those numbers yet.
No, come on, man. That ain't nothing. What bothers me is I'm I always feel like, oh well, I could probably get somebody to 1,000 at least. And then you share it, and it's like, why do you guys follow me if you don't want to listen to anything I say? Follow Francis, follow Arby, follow Joe, Why? Why not? Why not do it? I got my 45. Yeah. I swear to you, none of them are fake. I promise you, none of them are fake. They're all real, I believe.
No, we got interactions. The interactions are real, man.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen. There's a few people I've seen that matter of fact, I'm not even gonna go to the ones I see on YouTube that somehow have 80, 90, 100,000 subscribers and their videos are getting 524 views. I don't understand that, but anyway. With that being said, I am done. Fellas, stick around if you guys don't mind. And I'm going to go ahead and close this one up. And we will talk to you guys later. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.